Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Ricada of Ricada Law, small law firm in central Minnesota. How are we doing tonight? Sorry, I am late. I'm not that sorry. Because tonight is the art of the grift. It is the grift night. We're going to grift. And by grift, I mean I'm going to laugh, and I hope you guys will laugh with me at some lunatics. And then, we'll talk about some stuff, some things and stuff. We're just generally going to have a good time. I hope. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you guys have fun. See, that's the trick. This is the spice. The spice is to make sure that you guys are having fun. That's my job. That's my one job that I have, is to make sure the chat is satisfied. Maybe it's at my expense. Maybe it's at someone else's expense. The gods of comedy are cruel mistresses, and that's how it goes. But this is the difference between, I don't know, us and them, whoever them may be at any given moment. This is the difference. So, is that we can do this and laugh, and they can't. I don't know why they can't. They just sit there and brood and coalesce and marvel. So we're gonna talk about that. But I have something very important I have to do constantly tonight. It's not me, right? This is not my choice. My hand has been forced. You guys know I haven't been doing this. I don't particularly like doing this. I don't want to do this. This isn't my thing. Okay? But just a second here. Let me get it set up. Here. I'm content to do almost anything with my show. Like hang around, talk about law cases, talk about weirdos, bringing weird lawsuits and stuff like that. And there's a group of people out there who they don't want that at all. They insist that I do this instead. This is the GoFundMe for Vic Mignogna. I have not been pushing this because it hasn't been relevant. There hasn't been any action in the case. And still, to this day, this stupid thing haunts them so much and is paid so many dividends, so far beyond the crazy amount of money that was raised. $287,000. And another 161, of course, on top of that. And a good chunk of, a significant amount is today. Today, we've already got, let's see, 7 hours ago, we have charitable deduction. That was funny. We have Brian Hack, Jason Camion, Jason Lippert, each with $100. Visa gift card sent $5, apparently laundering the money. So that's good. And Shane Malbuff. That's today. This thing, it just sits here. It just sits here because, I'm waiting on appeals. I'm trying to live my best life, hang out in my hot tub, read some books, smile, watch The Witcher with Lady Rackets. We watched episode 2 tonight. Just do nothing, And then here these people are having a shit fit about this GoFundMe. And I don't get it. I don't understand. What's it doing to anybody? It's just here. It's just not doing anything. Like I haven't been promoting it. I don't talk about it because it's not really relevant at the moment. It may become relevant if something comes back on appeal, certainly I will be pushing this thing. If something comes back doesn't come back on appeal, like, okay, well that'll be that. I'm not going to sit here and ask people to send a bunch of money to anything. And yet, for some reason, it just keeps coming up. It just keeps coming up. And I don't get it. I don't understand. Other than I understand one thing. This GoFundMe haunts their dream because it destroys their entire narrative. It is a stunning reminder to them every time they see it that a whole bunch of people, 6,000 donors, by the way, I believe that's individual donors, not donations, but donors. I don't know. I don't actually know that. It could be donations, but I think it's different donors because if you donate under the same name, I think it counts you as one. But 6,000 people said no. And they said no to the point where they were willing to put money on it. They were willing to put $1 down. And that bothers them so much so that they come up with zany conspiracy theories that we're going to talk about later today. We're going to talk about as we keep going, but I'm going to pull this thing up a couple times during the show. It's not actually an advertisement to donate to the GoFundMe. I maintain my position. When the results came back from the trial court and the appeals were on, is when I basically stopped asking people to contribute to the GoFundMe because I don't want people to spend their money on something unless I know there's going to be further legal action that would be, a tangible thing. I don't want people to do that. So I am not asking anybody to donate to this thing tonight. You can if you want. All of the money still goes to benefit Vic. There's nothing that's changed about it. It literally is just sitting here idle, waiting for the results of the appeal so I can update it and either close it or keep it going or whatever needs to happen. But I'm going to bring it up several times during the show because of the ass mad that it generated today. And it's because it's the funniest thing to me. It's just this innocuous webpage that sits out there and hasn't really been talked about for a year. And then all of a sudden, a flutter in Ron Toye's pants caused just this weird storm on Twitter. And we're going to look at that a little bit. I hope you guys will laugh with me about it. Cause that's the spice. What I am going to do, which is totally different, by the way, than this, is I have a new shirt that I put out today. It's really basic. It's nothing special. If you want to buy it, buy it. I kind of like it. But if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, please don't. But I think the message of the shirt is important. And I think this message is not being shared on clothing right now. I think it's being shared in the opposite. But I'll show you the shirt. It's really basic. Here you go. Can you see this? It says, "It's okay to be a man." That's all the shirt says. It's okay to be a man. Shirts, stickers. Oh, I got to drop the price on this sticker a little bit. Mugs, water bottles, female shirts, and tank tops for the chads out there. It's okay to be a man. You can wear your pink manly shirt if you want. And the more important thing than you buying this shirt, like in all honesty, because again, my Teespring store, I make a couple bucks on each shirt or whatever. It is not a big part of like my plan. I do these mostly for the meme, and that's it. But I hope people, you know, if they want to buy them, they're there. Here's the description. The description of this campaign. The campaign is called Man. And the description just says, it's okay to be a man, over and over and over again. All right. So that's that. You get whatever color you want. Of the ones they have available, I guess. You can't get whatever color you want. That's false advertising. You get whatever color you want of the colors they have available. Volan DeVol, I want to make the Suffer Not the Pedo to Live shirt. I have a feeling that might get my Teespring store taken down entirely. So I'm kind of worried about it. But the crazy thing is, this is all prompted by a tweet I saw. And for the record, the link to the Teespring is down in the description of the video. There's also probably some Teespring shirt scrolling past below the video for you as well. I don't know if this one is. This is prompted by a tweet. Now, it was a joke tweet, and it was a woman, and she was joking, okay? Like, she was saying this satirically. She said she saw a shirt that said, "The future is male," when she was walking through Target. And she got really worried that some impressionable young girl would see the shirt. And then she realized that it actually said the future was female. And she's like, oh, okay, wait, never mind. That's fine then. And that's where society is on this. That's where society is on this issue. It's not okay to be male according to merchandise. The future is female, girl power, whatever it may be. But you can't say the future is male. You can't say it's okay to be a man. But it is. And so that's the message of the shirt. Again, I don't care if you buy it. If you want one, buy it. If you don't, if you're not going to wear it, don't buy it. But if you wear it, buy one. And I'm also using this as a point. As a point in a different way, in that my locals page always needs promoting, ricadalaw.locals.com. On that locals page, coming up, I will soon be implementing a randomizer for some subscriber tiers. I got to figure out which ones. And every month, I'm going to give away some merchandise to some number of people. I haven't decided if it's one, if it's two, whatever. Haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do it yet. But locals subscribers will have access. And then, once a month or whatever on a specific day, we'll have a random drawing from the subscribers, and they will get the stuff. They'll get the things, whatever merchandise things we've got. So there you go. That's another benefit of locals that's coming up as that thing gets more and more play. What else was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah. To the Patreon people. Yeah, Eagle Loan, I might actually be able to do the knives in that drawing through locals, believe it or not. That seems like something I can do. I couldn't do it on Patreon, can't do it anywhere else, but we may have something going on locals there. So, that being said, if you are currently on Patreon still, if you are still on Patreon, I have posted a new link to get a free month on locals to encourage you to move over there. So go use it. It's the pinned post on Patreon. It should link you directly to the thing to sign up with the promo code, and you get a free month And then all is great. So, there you go. Get off of Patreon. Get off of it. So that's that. Yeah, I wish I could have it say manlet for the extra small shirt. That'd be funny, but you can't. JT loves Code Lyoko. Welcome over to this stream, buddy. He says the Vic couldn't cut it as a cop because he didn't shoot black people. Let's be real t-shirt I'm saving for. Yeah, wasn't that a good joke? That was hilarious. So anyway, that's that. So I wanted to bring that up while we're in the infancy of the stream here. The stream tonight is a fun stream to have fun with. We can talk about some other stuff too. We're not married to the topic of Vic and the GoFundMe. That's going to be kind of a chunk of it because I'm gonna show you guys some of the Twitter stuff. If you haven't seen it, like if you're not on Twitter or whatever because you don't like eating cancer when you go on your computer. But there's other stuff we can talk about too. That's just kind of what prompted it. I wasn't going to do a show tonight because it's Sunday. And then these crazy weirdos started going nuts. And I was like, oh, well, I got to go online and have fun. JT loves Code Lyoko. Do you not get comedy? Like, do you not understand dark humor? Oh, I said dark humor. I must be racist. Do you not get it? Like, it's possible that you don't. I get it. Some people have issues picking up on like cues. Some people have issues picking up on satire. Some people have cues picking up on parody, problems picking up on parody cues. Maybe you're one of those people. And if you are, trust me, this show that I do is not the show for you. Like if you don't understand sarcasm or jokes generally, you shouldn't watch this show. You should go gouge out your eyes with a spoon or something, but you shouldn't watch this show because it will hurt you to do that. It will hurt you to do that. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. But I will read your super chat first. That way, in case you want to go like spoon your eyes out with a flatware or whatever, you can do that in peace. But I'll read yours first. But this is the only one I'm giving any priority to. It's only because you gave Yellow Flash a bunch of money. So JT loves Code Lyoko says, hello, Nick. Obsessive I stand with Vic stans are getting Nicki Minaj level toxic. Equally dislike both sides of the Vic drama. Only given $12 today. Going to bed. Have fun whining about Ron Boy. Bye. And then he does a hand wave, and then he does the middle finger. So, okay. You're still in the chat, though. So just, like, go then. Or don't. I don't care. Like, ultimately, I don't care. If you want to hang around, hang around. But I don't know that this is a place for you because you seem to have a touch of the tism. West Nile Chan says, how's it going, Nick? Looks like the Summer of Love in Minnesota is kicking off a little early this year. How long do you think El Presidente is going to let it run? Reject modernity, embrace monk kick. YouTube censors Prez's name. YouTube censors Biden? Weird. I don't know. I haven't been following what's going on in Minneapolis. I heard there was an officer involved shooting. Was it a black person that the officer shot? Because that would make my joke about Vic and cops from forever ago even funnier in context. I don't know. Was that? Yes? Oh, man. They just Stop shooting people. I'd be so much happier. But oh, come on. Just again, I don't want cops to shoot anybody. I hate it. I hate when they shoot people. I mean, I get it. I understand. Like, if someone's running at you with a knife or something, you got to shoot them. But I just wish they didn't do it. That would be like they didn't have to. And looting has begun. Of course it has. We're in the middle of the Chauvin trial. And people are already primed for the rioting and the anger. Minneapolis is a hotbed. It's a flashpoint. I'm not there, right? I'm hours away. So I'm not worried about it. Not my deal. But that being said, I wish everybody would just go home alive. I'm a lover. Like Rodney Dangerfield said, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I want everybody to go home alive and happy. Go like live and be joyful. Anyway, that being said, let's move on to the other pre-show chats. Okay, I had to find the cutoff point here. Wait. Oh, that's the only pre-show chat, so that'll be good. We got that one taken care of. Woo! Got it out of the way. DeGentle Ben 1105 says false. Everyone knows lawyers are incapable of love. Well, remember, I am a fake lawyer. So that's the big trick right there. I am a fake lawyer, so I am still capable of love. Tina, oh wait, Monica's personal fucking fiance says, for being so late and gay, in my lawyer's voice, say or sing the following. You can't stop me. I'm a Jedi from Jakku. Fight for the dark side from Tatooine to Naboo. So there you go. Tina says, I need to tell these guys how to really hurt by sending you a bottle of Jack and Fireball with message saying, I'm a big fan. Could you drink these on stream? Yeah, they got no game. They don't know. They still think, these weirdos think I like Fireball. That's how little they actually know of the show. They don't realize that the whole Fireball gimmick was me inducing self-harm. And YouTube encouraged it because YouTube encourages self-harm. That was me engaged in the practice of self-harm. I barely lived through the night. It was disgusting. I hate it. I hate every second of Fireball whiskey. They're like, you just drink Fireball because you love it. It's like, I don't. I hate it. What was the joke? Okay, Amateur Anth says, Ricada, can you talk about EVS stealing Rainbow Brute from other people 4 years ago and maybe even farther back, renaming it as his own? I can't because I have no idea what's going on there. The only thing I know, the first time I ever heard of Rainbow Brute was on EVS's stream. And so I'm not aware of this drama. But if someone sends me information about it, I'll certainly look at it. But I don't know. I can't comment on it either way. So I have no idea. Mim Moko has sent me a super chat, but it looks like YouTube, the great censor, has censored it. So I appreciate the donation, Mim. If you want to tag me, maybe I will be able to see it and read your message. I just tag me in the comments and I can read your message. Hopefully I will see it when you send it. Let's see. Oh, you sent another one and it censored you again. Arrgh. Again, just tag me. You don't have to send any more money. I mean, you can. Wait, I'm grifting. Yes, send more money, but also just tag me. And we'll make it happen. I will happily read your chat. Bitter Brian says dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it. Oh. Ooh, spicy. Spicy one. Creeper Weirdo says to the tism in DSP voice. Thanks for to the tism in DSP voice. Thanks for the money, dummy. Thanks for the money, dummy. Why am I toxic? Andrew War Snowboard says, wait, what was that? Andrew War Snowboard says, your It's Okay to Be a Man shirt comes in something called Athletic Heather. Isn't that a man shirt? Isn't this a man shirt? Why would it be called Heather? Anyway, I hope she's cute at least. Well, she's athletic, so that's halfway to cute. I think. Anthony says, how much would it take for you to drink Fireball an entire stream? And I mean actually drink. Also, as someone who wants to be one, a lawyer, I take you as what a good lawyer should be. Oh, man. Have I got news for you. Have I got news for you. Whew. But anyway, I mean, I don't know. I did that on the 20,000 subscribers special. Rick Nikita bought me a little mini bottle of Fireball. Like, how big is this thing? Hold on. He got me one of these. This is a 375, so it's a half bottle, half a normal size bottle of Fireball. And I took a swig of this thing every time any super chat came in, and I had it down in about 30 minutes. That was a bad day. That was not a good day at all. I hated it. So I don't know. I don't know what it takes. Let's see. What was that? I saw another question I wanted to answer. Oh, Cheney Gearhart says, I've got a budget of 170. What's the best whiskey you'd recommend? See, there are a lot. There are a lot of really good ones in that price. Like you're getting into the price range where everything's pretty good. See if you can find a Dalmore cigar malt. I really like that. I thought that was great. I don't know what else would be. This Yellow Spot is really good. It's about $95. I mean, it's really good. Is Mim Moko actually sending something? But yeah, that if we're pushing the budget, the Dalmore Cigar Malt Reserve is really good. Other than that, I think like a 12-year Whistle Pig is in that price range. Looking at a Glenlivet Nadura is really good too. Glenlivet Nadura is a fantastic one. That's about $100 usually. Mim Moko said something about email. Okay. Ambulance Chaser, you ain't lying. I got a whole bunch of empties sitting around. I'm trying to spark my brain on what was in that price range. I had a Middleton Very Rare. I think that was $185, but that might have been tariff related. It's hard to say. Yeah. Most stuff you get in that price range, if you're at $150 a bottle, it's going to be pretty dang good. Let's see. Let me see if I can find this Mim Moko chat here. Griff for the Grifter, check my email from a boomer. Okay. I gotcha, Mim. I gotcha. Okay, there we go. Chili Jack says, hey, Nick, my best friend goes into surgery in the morning to have her thyroid removed. She's only 21, has thyroid cancer. I'd appreciate any prayers people have to offer. Well, Chili Jack, from me to God's ears, I pray for a healthy, swift surgery and a healthy and rapid recovery, exceeding the expectations of the doctors. And I pray that she will remain cancer-free following the surgery. So there you go. Good luck to her. I've known people who have thyroid cancer and have survived and have been cancer-free for a long time. So I'm hoping for good results for her. So. All right. That being said, what else are we doing? I guess I should pull up some of these tweets, I guess. If you don't know what the genesis of this was, I'll tell the story here. I told it on Flash's stream. I know a bunch of you were probably not on Flash's stream, so I told it there, but I'll retell it here briefly. We got to go all the way back to like yesterday. See if I can get this moved over. We're gonna be doing Twitter content today. If you don't like the Twitter content videos, leave. I'm telling you now. I love you. Come back for a different one. And that's fine. But if you don't like the Twitter shows, some people don't. That's okay. I was telling my Discord, some people in my Discord about this earlier today. Someone was like, oh, I'm way behind on your streams or whatever. And it's like, yeah. I try to make so much stuff that you can't keep up. Yes, that's a challenge, but the idea is that you will always have like something to watch. Like if I miss a day or you're just having a shit day somewhere, that you'll be able to go, you know what? I bet there's something Nick has made that I haven't watched, and I know I can find something there. That's the goal of the amount of, that's why I do all these long live streams. That's a big part of it. It's been my thing for a while. And there's more content coming. As I've stated a couple times, and I'll state it again, and this is not a solicitation for more. I've got so many good ones. I've received a bunch of resumes from people. My plan for the resumes is I'm looking to hire a video editor because I'm looking to start doing a daytime show on Twitch several days, if not every day of the week. And the Twitch show will be me looking at news, reacting to things that people send in, whatever it is. And then I'm hoping an editor will be able to clip that thing down, tighten up, you know, the boring parts where I'm just going like, and clicking through stuff, and make videos that can go up on, on this channel, on the media channel. And so people can see that thing. And also the point is to grow the Twitch platform. But that means that I'll probably be adding several hours of live streaming per week to Twitch as well. I don't expect everybody to be able to keep up with the content. In fact, I'm trying to outdo you. I'm trying to fight you on how much I can make versus how much you can watch. That's the goal. So that's coming in the future as well. So there's going to be even more content. Can you please do blackface one time? I don't know about that. Well, Hootskins, taking out the boomer moments just for the short clips. I mean, the whole videos will be archived. So, that's that. That's that. Just watch at 1.5 speed. Nick talks slow enough. But then I become, once I do that, I sound like Ben Shapiro at 1.5 speed. But Also, all of the short video content currently is mirrored to Odyssey. I think Odyssey has an issue with the long streams, so they're not mirroring all of my archive channels streams right now or the main channel streams. I'm trying to figure that one out. So I gotta figure that as far as I know, they're not mirroring that long of content. But Odyssey is there. If you look, if nobody watched a single short video I put on YouTube and instead everybody went over and watched it on Odyssey, I'd be a happy, happy man. I think Odyssey's a great platform. I'm, going to be looking into their SEC lawsuit very soon. I think it's just my gut reaction tells me it's garbage, but, I don't know. But that being said, I hope Odyssey as a platform succeeds. I want to see it grow. I want to see a viable YouTube alternative. I know Salty Cracker is actually getting people to go over and watch his videos over there. So I fully support that. Okay. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Oh, wait. There's one more. Fatal System Error says, remember that IOU from earlier. Hoping it will tick off the haters. Love your content. Here's money. Isn't that how it works? Yes. Also, leaving for Georgia on vacation tomorrow for a couple of weeks, praying for a safe drive. Hey, Fatal System Error, guess what? I'm going to be in Georgia this coming weekend. I'm going to be visiting the Star Trek Continues set at Neutral Zone Studios. It'll probably not survive my presence or whatever, because I'm sure I'm some sort of Star Trek heathen, but I will be there, and that'll be a good time. I will see about streaming from there. I don't know if it'll be something I can do or not. But that means there will probably not be a stream on Friday. It's possible, but it's less likely. Oh, thank you, Baneling. Super helpful. Okay, here we go. Back to what triggered all of this. Vic Mignogna has been a very frequently covered subject on this channel. As you'll remember, we have this little GoFundMe here for him. Oh my goodness, we got some donations. Wait, what? Okay, I was like, that. They added in a top donation, an old donation. That's weird. And then they have the first donation. I don't know why they did that. But we have some more donations. We've got JF, so $5. Think donated in potatoes. Kenneth Petway, thank you. Aiko-chan, $5. Sean Forget, $20. P.I. Staker, $5. I thought that said P.I. Stalker a little bit ago. I was going to laugh. Now I won't. Anonymous, every anonymous donation is from me or Vic, just so you know. Just so you know. Ronald Toye the Fourth, $5. Little Ron is donating, and Marcus L, $50. Thank you guys so much. Again, I'm not pushing the donations here. I'm not asking anybody to donate. I'm going to just keep bringing this on screen because it made so many people mad today. So here's the backstory. The other day, Vic got invited to a church in Waxahachie, Texas. He was invited to speak and give his testimony. In the advertisement for Vic's testimony, which I suppose I could just pull up. Let's get this thing right. Someone sent me this the other day and asked me to show it on stream. I did. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the beginning of this story. Church at Buffalo Creek. Waxahachie, Texas. Says, come hear Vic Mignogna's testimony. All right, that's the ad. Vic has been an actor, musician, composer, producer, and filmmaker for over 30 years. He's most well known for his voice acting in shows like Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, Pokemon, and hundreds of others, as well as the executive producer and star of the popular web series Star Trek Continues. Raised in a church family, Vic accepted Christ at age 13, has been part of ministry for decades. Vic's great passion over the last 20 years has been to use his position in his industry to share God's love and message of hope. He has seen it as his mission field. Unfortunately, Vic's faith and conservative beliefs have brought him a great deal of attack and hatred over the last couple of years. He has been yet another victim of the cancel culture, but has been doing his best to see God's plan and purpose in everything. Now, that is a bio. This is the ad. All right? This is what you're going for. Come hear Vic Mignogna's testimony. This is a bio from a dramatis personae, so to speak. This is a description of who will be talking. This is what he's talking about. His testimony, his personal faith story. Any relatively evangelical Christian can tell you what a testimony is in the context of, come hear so-and-so's testimony. Now, how people interpreted that was Vic is going to go to a church and talk about cancel culture. That's not at all what it said. It's not what it says. You can read it here. The whole thing is right there. Show me where it says Vic is going to talk about cancel culture or his lawsuit or his weirdo legion of weird stalkers or anything like that. It doesn't say it at all. It's just his testimony. Testimony is typically how a Christian came to Christ, what brought them there, how they got there, how they've been doing, how their mission field looks, what their ministry is, how they feel about their faith. It's their walk. Show me your walk. That's all it is. But some weirdos on Twitter got really pissed off, and they spammed the church's Facebook page, okay? They spammed the announcement, whatever that was linked to this, and they said a whole bunch of mean stuff about Vic. What they also did was the pastor of this church releases devotional, I don't know if they're videos or sound clips or whatever they are, but it's a daily devotional post or weekly or something on Facebook. So that people can wake up in the morning and then go, okay, how am I going to get right with God today? Let me read a little bit and explore my faith in my own way. And I'm going to choose this pastor who's going to, just give me some ideas on where to start. All right. That's what a devotional is. I'm helping translate the Christianisms into normal peopleisms. Okay. So your devotional is how you spend some time with God during the day. It's either daily, weekly, monthly, however people want to do it. So this pastor was posting a devotional series on Facebook where people could choose to have some thought-provoking experiences about their faith. And these gross people went on to the pastor's devotional posts and started accusing the pastor of sexual impropriety. They started accusing the pastor. It wasn't about Vic. And first of all, none of these people know anything about this church or this pastor or anything. They attacked a pastor on his devotional pages. Again, not on the Vic post. That's one thing, right? That's a scumbag thing to do, is to go bombard a church's post about Vic. But to post everywhere, because they can't let it go. You have to understand, these people are pathological. They can't not do this. They're broken up here. They're broken. So they started attacking this pastor. Pastor doesn't know how to deal with this, doesn't know what to do, freaks out, cancels the thing. Cancels the whole thing. Church makes a post, says, sorry, it'll be a regular service. Previously scheduled events have been canceled, and that's that. Well, so I made a rant. I ranted about how that's kind of, in my opinion, weak Christianity, because I think it goes against grace. I think it goes against the idea that Christians are supposed to stand against the world, not cater to it. And cancel culture is very much catering to worldliness and all of that stuff. So I was talking about that. I was talking about how grace and love are supposed to overcome these things. And churches really should be inviting in people who have dealt with struggle. Like, it's not a very convincing testimony to me if someone goes up and goes, by the way, I accepted Jesus Christ at birth, and then my life was perfect ever since. Like, oh, thanks. Very helpful for the normal people out there. So anyway, I let off a rant, and my rant had absolutely nothing to do with this. Okay? Nothing to do with this. But I'm taking credit for it anyway. My rant did this, because even though it didn't, I'm stealing the credit, because that's what we do. But on Saturday, some stuff happened. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. The pastor changed his mind. Nothing nefarious. Nobody brigaded the church or anything like that. The pastor changed his mind. The details of that, I'll leave someone else to tell that story. Pastor changed his mind and said, please come talk on Sunday. So Vic came and spoke at the church today. Now, and I didn't talk to this pastor. I didn't talk to the church. I didn't go to the Facebook page. Nothing like that. I'm not saying anything weird happened at all. It's just, again, it's one of those things. It's not really my story to tell. But long story short, the pastor heard a more truthful perspective of what happened. All right. I don't know who all talked to him. I don't know what that was. I know there are people in the congregation that were really frustrated with this decision. I don't know if they had anything to do with it. I don't know. But what I know is once the pastor got more information about it, he's like, yeah, please come talk. Please come talk. And he made a nice post on the church's Facebook group that says the cancellation was a mistake. And he's very sorry to Vic, and he invited him to come speak. And I was really excited to meet him in person and to hear his testimony. And Vic went and spoke today. Okay? These cretins, as Ann Coulter would call them, but I'll say cretin because I know how to read. These cretins were so ecstatic that they got Vic canceled from some small church appearance where he was just going to share his faith story. And they spiked the ball and were cheering and raving about it on Twitter. And then he went and spoke. That's what led to today. That's what led to today. And so again, I didn't tell people to contact the church. I didn't contact the church. Shockingly, I don't actually do that in any capacity. The only times I've ever suggested anybody contact anybody, it was, hey, just go leave like a comment on their thing that says, thank you so much for inviting Vic to conventions. Right? Thanks for inviting Vic to your convention. Can't wait to see him. That's the only time I've ever asked. I've never asked anybody to go negatively brigade anything. That's not how I do things. And I don't support that behavior. I never do. Even though someone in the chat thinks that somehow I'm responsible for people doing stuff like that, I'm not. I don't call for it. I don't like it. I don't do it. So take your gripe and go gripe at them. But anyway, so I didn't call for that. I said my piece on my show about the church. That was it. The church then invited Vic back. I think that was a very good move for them to do. I think it's great. I think that's the proper thing for Christians to do. And I have no information that my stupid rant did anything. Don't think so. So this guy gets to go back. So I posted, by the way, Vic is going to be speaking at that church tomorrow. I'll tell more of the story on Yellow Flash's stream tonight. You'll have no trouble believing just how low the Fat Brigade went to try and cancel this event. These people are absolute garbage. I stand by that tweet. That's right. Okay. Just a brief aside. This guy says, I love how a fat drunk of a lawyer, so incompetent he makes money lying drunk on YouTube, body shames others. Look at this guy. All right. So just so we're clear, just for the context of this, I said, your face is in 16:9 and has not been formatted to fit my screen. I stand by it. Again. It's a wide boy. Okay. Let's get up to today. Here's this. Don't say I'm not fat. I got this old man dad gut I want to get rid of. I will take your fat jokes. I'm just front-loaded fat. I don't go wide. I am not immune from being fat. Absolutely not. In fact, I'm really hoping that my anti-allergy medicine is going to stand up to me running again this year, because I need to run down some pounds. But anyway, here we go. Let's go back through this thing. So again, this post has triggered people. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to mention the Dick Show is having a weight loss for fats challenge, where like different communities online are having a weight loss competition, an aggregated one. So like the Ricada Law Fatsos, including me, would be trying to lose weight against the Dick Show Dumpies or something like that. I don't know. I just made the team names up right now, but that would be the idea. So if people are interested in that, that's coming up. I'll probably be talking about it soon, but there you go. Shadows King, your words hurt. So that's it. I don't know what anybody wins other than just bragging rights and also general health. So yeah, I post this, and then this weirdo loser makes this thing. So where is the bar? This is where the bar for success is now. It's a great victory in the culture war because Vic was able to beg for a few minutes to lie to some rednecks in a church barn off the highway in rural Texas, which I don't know where anybody suggested that this was a victory in quote unquote the culture war. Like, I don't get that thing, but this is the funny thing about this. They belittle these events that Vic does, and yet every single event, they try to get him canceled from them. I don't get it. It's like, oh, it's just a stupid little church on the side of the road. Then why are you fucking bothering the church? Leave them alone. Like, if it's such a little non-important thing, just go away. But that's how it goes. So anyway, that's thirsty Beddick Martin. So then this guy, this weirdo, Kevin Phipps. Remember when Nick on stream cried because Vic isn't his friend, and why won't Vic be my friend? I just want to be his friend. That's just like this meme. No, I was saying I want Vic to come on the show and to go on any show. This is, God, this would have been about a year ago. Not quite a year ago, somewhere. I don't remember exactly when. No, it would have been Christmas time, 2019, I think. I wanted Vic to go on, Christmas 2019. I wanted him to start going on shows because I wanted him in the fight. I wanted him showing his supporters and fans that he was standing there with them. People who are getting bullied, people who are getting doxxed, people whose jobs were being threatened, people who were being brigaded because they stood up for Vic. I wanted him to go out on shows and tell people, hey, I'm here with you. Thank you so much for standing up for me. This garbage, I'm fighting this stuff. Just so you know, that's all I wanted him to do. He didn't accept that idea, and that's okay. That's okay. He started talking about it a little more on Unlocked. He started streaming on Twitch now, and he's out there. He's more visible than he was. I think that's important for Vic's career to survive. Okay? I still maintain that. But it was certainly not me crying because I want Vic to be my friend. Vic is my friend. I don't know what to tell you, but that's how that goes. Like I said, I'm going to see him this weekend. It'll be fun. We're going to have a good time. So, then Sky Warrior says, the funny thing about that, Vic isn't ignoring Nick, but Nick is ignoring you all. That's what's driving you crazy because you need that dopamine hit. Normal people would have moved on with their lives. I'm trying to. I know most of you guys are trying to also. But you don't. That's why people make fun of you. It says, tell me again how Vic isn't ignoring Nick. Tell me again how Nick has moved on. So does he even talk to you anymore? No, he hates me. Dun, dun, dun. The proof is in the pudding. There it is. The announcement. I see you don't compute sarcasm. Sure, sarcasm. Vic's never been on Nick's show despite him raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for him, and it ain't like the man is busy. No, he hasn't. And again, I think that's to his detriment. Vic and I disagree on that. That's okay. But can you imagine, like, on the other hand, while we disagree, I know exactly why Vic doesn't come on my show. Can you imagine what these people would do if Vic went on my show? Oh my God, it would be cataclysmic. They would burst blood vessels. They would have anal fissures. They wouldn't know what to do. They would have a shit fit. That's kind of why I want him to come on, and that's probably why he doesn't want to come on. But they would go nuts. And then what they would do is they would link him to everything I've ever said. They would take it out of context. They'd be like, do you know Vic loves hanging out with the racist or whatever? Because that's their go-to. That's their go-to. Because apparently I'm racist, even though I am racist. I don't like white people or whatever. But apparently that's the go-to. And they would do that. And they would send a clip of Vic, like a screenshot of Vic and me next to each other on the camera on the show. And then they would send them a different clip of something offensive than I've said. And they would try and use that against Vic everywhere they go. That's what they would do. Of course it is. That's what they already tried to do, and he's never been on my show, and they still tried to do it. They did that exact same thing, except it was me and Ty on a show. And then they put it with me, Ty, and Vic sitting at Matsuri smoking cigars and said, see? Look at what Vic Mignogna supports. So anyway, I know exactly why he won't come on my show. And they would put it in their dumb lawsuit and all that stuff. Who knows? They, one day it'll probably happen and they'll probably be super pissed and that'll be great. I don't care. But it's not my career, right? It's Vic's. Yeah, so anyway. Here we go. Here's some of the big brain takes coming out now. The biggest of brains, Ron Toye, the biggest of brains and the smallest of manlet, says, it's interesting when tracking the contributions, what happened around the times when Vic was at a con or an event. Go take a look for yourself and then look at what he said he made at cons in the court documents. All right. Okay. So Ron's theory of the case here is that Vic made dollars at a convention and then Vic took that money, gave it to himself through his GoFundMe for reasons. All right. Okay. We'll go with that then. That's the theory. Now, there's all sorts of problems with this. First of all, it would be against GoFundMe's terms of service. Seeding your own campaign is against GoFundMe's terms of service. I've said it a billion times. It's why I don't contribute. It's why Vic shouldn't contribute anything. I don't know why he would anyway. It's his own money. So, like, why would you give yourself money? That doesn't make sense. But okay, I guess there'd be nothing legally wrong with Vic donating to his own GoFundMe. However, you know, this gets dumber, by the way. But that being said, okay. So this is Ron's theory. This guy is the dumbest motherfucker I have ever run into. Like, I can't even understand, like, where his brain goes. It's so stupid. Towers Comics says, Nick, there was some more action at the Grace Life Church outside Edmonton, Alberta today. They brought 200 cops. Possible agitators tore the fence down, and then church protesters helped the cops put it back up. There you go. So anyway, is his theory that the con is sending money to GoFundMe as payment for Vic's services to avoid taxes? Nope. And his theory is that Vic is anonymously donating himself, not that someone else is donating on Vic's behalf. But by the way, it's not a charity. So it's not a charitable contribution. That's important to know. It may be a gift, maybe a non-taxable gift, may not be. I'm not doing tax law on this stuff. It's not my job. I'm not being paid to assess the tax implications of this. Vic is not my client, so I don't know his business model. I don't know how any of that stuff is set up. That's not my role, okay? So, but let me just posit that giving money to yourself isn't illegal. Like if Vic wanted to send money through the GoFundMe, that on its face is not illegal. You have to say he's sending money through the GoFundMe to avoid taxation on the money, which would then be, I guess, Vic got cash, then somehow funneled the cash into the GoFundMe to then accept the gift, but not claim the cash on his taxes. But that would just be not claiming the cash on your taxes. You wouldn't have to funnel it through the GoFundMe money to do that. You would just not claim the cash on your taxes. It would be the same thing. Like if you just took $1,000, you walk around and a bunch of people give you money and you have $1,000 in your hand and you go into the bank and you deposit $1,000 cash and the bank says, thank you. And then you don't claim that on your taxes. That would be the exact same legally as getting that $1,000 and filtering it into the GoFundMe. Like if you were supposed to claim that $1,000 on your taxes because you got it by walking old ladies across the road or washing windows or whatever you did, and you were supposed to claim it on your taxes, it would be the same whether you just didn't claim it or whether you ran it through a GoFundMe. So I don't know anything about Vic's taxes. Don't care. Not my purview, not my field. That being said, there's no reason to contribute it through the GoFundMe when you could just deposit it into your bank account and do the same thing. It's the dumbest fucking plan on the planet. It's the dumbest plan that could possibly exist because it's how you would get caught doing it. Rather than just, or you could, the easier way to deal with cash is to just not deposit it. You just spend it as cash. Because that would be way better than funneling it through a GoFundMe. None of this stuff makes sense. I don't understand. All right. So anyway, back to this. Kevin Phipps. He comes in with the big alley-oop assist. It depends on how much we're talking about. Yes. Yeah. You can't be walking around like DMX with tens, 20s, thousands of dollars worth of cash. I get it. But you also can't drop $10,000, $20,000 of cash into the GoFundMe. It's not going to work. All right. It wasn't until today that I started to wonder how much of his own money Vic put into the GoFundMe. I can confidently tell you that number is 0. There you go. Pretty simple. And it's pretty easy for me to say because I have the receipts. Like what these dummies don't understand is that when it says anonymous contribution, it's not anonymous when you contribute to GoFundMe. Like, your display name is anonymous, but GoFundMe has an obligation to do some sort of due diligence on every single donation. They can't just allow you to donate infinite amounts of money anonymously, because what if you're Al-Qaeda? They can't do it. It's against the law for GoFundMe to accept a bunch of money from anonymous people. They have to have the same payment information that anybody else donating by a credit card collects. So shockingly, it's not Vic donating the money. Unless somehow Vic donated all the money by falsifying a whole bunch of records on the donations. Socialism is for Fig says, the reason I could see Vic doing it would be to get it up in the algorithm. But hey, who knows, that actually might work. Sort of like leaving a tip jar with $5 in it at the beginning of the days at Starbucks. In theory, maybe, but it was enough for him to just acknowledge that it was real, that he didn't have to do that. That's also against GoFundMe's terms of service. If you get caught doing that, they invalidate the campaign as fraud and refund the money. So, in theory, that would be fine as a theory, but in practice, that would be seeding the campaign. Seeding the campaign is expressly against the terms of GoFundMe, and if you get caught, they undo the whole thing. That's it. So here we go. Sounds like the thing, kind of thing Ty or Nick would convince him to do under the guide that it was to pay for his own legal fees. No! If I was going to tell Vic to pay for his own legal fees, I'd say what you do is you write a check to your attorney. Like any normal person on the planet. Why would this be a thing? This doesn't make sense. Same with signing over his house. Oh, the brain size on these people is massive. Here's the fun part about signing over a house, which means to put a house into a trust in this context. We've been through this on stream. But I'm going to go through it again very briefly. In Texas, your homestead is exempt from judgment. Okay? So the house of your regular abode, that is your homestead, is exempt from judgment. If you get sued for every penny you have and you own your house outright, it's exempt. If you own no other money at all, if you buy a $10 million house and all your money is in the house and you have no cash and someone gets a judgment against you, guess what you keep? Your $10 million house. If it is where you reside, the majority of the time, it is your homestead and it is exempt. That's it. So, when you transfer a homesteaded property into a trust and maintain control as the trustee of said property, you do not lose the homestead exemption for judgments. It is preserved, which means if your house was judgment proof prior to transferring it to the trust, it remains judgment proof after transferring it to the trust. It doesn't gain status. It doesn't lose status. There is no relevance to transferring a homesteaded property into a trust during litigation. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because it was already exempt. They already can't get your house. So you can't say, well, he transferred it to shelter from them getting the house. Nope, they already couldn't get the house. This is the biggest part of this because these weirdos spend dozens and dozens of posts talking about this transfer. Like, man, this transfer to a trust. And then one guy's like, well, if it doesn't matter, then why would he transfer it? I'm like, because he has a different reason. I don't know what it is. I'm not his attorney. But he must have an alternate reason to transfer it if it doesn't matter what the ownership titling is in regards to the lawsuit. He must have one of the any other reasons to have his name, have a house owned in the name of a trust. And there are myriad reasons to do that. Privacy, there could be some sort of entity or taxation issues. I don't know. There's a bunch of them. Importantly, none of them have to do with the lawsuit. Okay. So, here we go. Or it would make that GoFundMe look more popular than it really was for talking points. Either way, there are a lot of anonymous gifts for large amounts around each con. Let's do, what is it? Is it Hanlon's razor? Or is it Occam's razor? The simplest answer is usually correct. I think it's Occam's razor. Or every time Vic had a con, the GoFundMe was promoted. Because on this show and other shows, they were talking about Vic's con appearances, and he was being promoted. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe that's it. But no, it's probably the money laundering one. That is probably the right one right there. Okay, now I know. It wouldn't just be that there's buzz around the fact that this guy who just got canceled from a bunch of conventions is now going to conventions. Even though he's supposed to be canceled from them, he's going to conventions. And when he does, people talk about it. And when people talk about it, they talk about the GoFundMe. And when people talk about the GoFundMe, donations to GoFundMe occur. Yeah, Shadows King. Hanlon's razor is never a tribute to malice, what can be adequately described through stupidity or incompetence, however you want to say it. So there's that. Sorry, I get those mixed up from time to time. So anyway, here we go. People are making fun of this. This one, I had to bring this one up because this guy, JD Not Vance, an actual lawyer. I mean, fine that you're an actual lawyer, but literally stupid. Claim it as a charitable gift on his taxes. Donations to the GoFundMe are not charitable gifts unless they're to an actual charity. So that's just stupid. You can't just claim it as charitable gift. It doesn't work that way. Unless he's talking about a personal gift. Personal gifts have exemptions up to certain limits. It's like $15,000 a person now. But that being said, it's not a charitable gift. So I don't know which charity he's talking about. Again, this is a dumb plan. Dumb plan. Also induces others to pay into the GoFundMe on the misleading appearance that it's a more popular thing to do than it would be otherwise. I've long been of the opinion that Nick was making regular, small, anon donations. No, you liar. I have been making all of the anonymous donations. Every single one of them. Every one of them. I make all of the anonymous donations. Small ones, big ones. Every anonymous donation was made by me. Every one. Now, subpoena me to prove it. Dumbasses. Okay. So, these people are literally the dumbest people on earth. I don't know what else to say about them. These weird harebrained theories that they have don't make any sense to me. But hey, they do what they do. Alex Ravenix says, "Hey Nick, long time no chat. Honestly, I pity those who remain on the Kick Vic side of the fight. They all would check off having extreme high dark traits of the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sadism." Well, you left off dumminess, which is official. You left off dumminess. Okay. There's some responses to this. Wait until they find out about the trust fund. I see your fans all hide behind avatars and pseudonyms, too afraid to show their faces and names. Everyone's big when no one knows they're actually small. Kevin, stop. Stop. Such a weirdo. Whew. Okay, was there anything in here that I wanted to get to? No. We'll go. We'll soldier on. This is funny. This has nothing to do with this, but I want to mention it. So a crack addict figured out how to start a successful pillow company, but not a Harvard student. This is in regards to David Hogg, who said he was going to make a more successful pillow company than Mike Lindell. And then just yesterday resigned from the pillow company that he was starting because he just couldn't figure out how to do it with school and activism or whatever. Socialism is for Fig says, do you really trust that person is a lawyer? No, I don't. I just don't care. I mean, come on, behind this phone, you never know. I could be Bruce Willis or Donald Trump. I hope you're Bruce Willis or Donald Trump or both. Then this is Randazza talking about these Antifa guys set an ICE building on fire. Have you guys heard about the insurrection at the immigration building? Oh, you didn't hear about that? Oh, okay. Weird. Oh, here's the joke. The future is female thing. Yeah, I was walking through Target and saw a bunch of the future is male merchandise. What? Seriously? What if a little impressionable girl saw that? Oh, wait, it said the future is female. Carry on. That's what inspired me to make... is this thing in the right spot? Hold on. Yeah. That's what inspired me to make the shirt. It's okay to be a man. Again, it's up on Teespring. If you buy one, cool. If you don't, cool. It's fine. But that was the genesis tweet of that. So yeah. So this is my response was, then you're an idiot. Because he says, I've long been of the opinion that Nick was making regular small non-donations. Then you're an idiot. You're an idiot if you think this is the thing. Again, you're an idiot because I made all of the Anon donations. Look at the other replies to Ron's tweet from your thumbnail. Okay. We'll do it in a minute. We'll get there. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, this guy's a dummy. Again, unrelated. This guy says, if Matt Gaetz is innocent of sex trafficking, why does he need an expensive criminal defense attorney from New York? Again, I liked this, I thought. A dumb opinion from someone who is apparently a lawyer. Innocent people need attorneys more than guilty people most of the time. Here we go. What's next? Ron. Oh, yeah. So I responded to this guy. Do you realize the idiocy of this plan? No, you don't. Dear God, you don't. I love how triggered you get about the GoFundMe. It is a tell, and I can't wait for it all to play out. Oh, I'm losing likes? Yeah, that's YouTube. That's YouTube's new thing. By the way, they take away likes during a stream by the hundreds. So if you guys want me to get my 1,000-like drink in, you got to work. You got to work hard because you got to get it up there before they take them away. So, sorry. That's on YouTube. I can't... So this is good. It's a remote. Oh, God. Why don't you take all the anger out on the person who abused you? Good point. Good point. What else is on here? Let's see. Yes, the GoFundMe didn't do anything except make Nikki's friend money and bankrupt Vic. Oh, and make Rackets a lot of money at Vic's expense, too. I didn't take any money from the GoFundMe. I didn't get any money from the GoFundMe at all. I didn't get a referral fee. I didn't get any sort of money in regards to Vic's lawsuit. All of the money I've made has come from YouTube or Patreon or Twitch or whatever. None of it has come from the GoFundMe, from Vic, from Ty. None of that has happened. Zero. For one, in many states, that would be illegal. So, in Texas is one of them. Like, if I referred a person to Ty and Ty gave me a percentage, that would be illegal. So, I'm not going to go to jail over a percentage of money. Very weird. Ethan Amante says, "Hey, Nick, here's 20 to get you something for dealing with the Kick Vic special ed time. Can't they leave Vic well alone? I'll rewatch this later." No, they can't. They can't leave him alone. That's the amazing thing. I don't know why. Felipe Mouve says, "Hey, Nikki, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you for everything you do calling out these crazies. We get dumber seeing those tweets from the idiots, though. Good, I canceled my Twitter account a year ago. By the way, did Streamlabs remove the masks?" They did not. They should still work if they're still there, but I guess I don't know if they removed them. I don't know how you got them in the first place. If they're still there, they should still work. All right, here we go. Yeah, this guy nails it. Guy or girl, I don't know. "You bunch of brain-dead baboons screeching like a bunch of kids, getting remotes hurled at them every time Vic freaking breathes, tells us who is triggered. You'd kill him if you could, but he's actually able to fight back, and that scares you, the control freak." So yes, that's Ron. So here we go. Let's get into this one. This is that tracking the contributions thing. So he says, "Aren't you the one who thought that my idle thoughts were me saying it actually happened?" Nope. Nope. That shitty question mark is breaking your Teespring link again? How annoying. What? There's not a question mark on the Teespring link. I don't know what question mark you're talking about. There isn't a question mark on the Teespring thing. But, okay, anyway. Stooge Muffin Stuffin says, "Ron Toilet. Big ups to Johnny Apocalypse for that gem." Hashtag Ron Toilet. Okay. So, yeah, I didn't say he thought it actually happened. I said he was one of the dumbest people on earth. That's what I said. Liam Gray says, "Nick, this chat is for the transcriber, that the mongoloid that Ron Soye hired to hate watch your streams. For any of my fans who have missed my streams on YouTube, please look them up on BitChute." So there you go. That's Liam Gray. Apparently you can look up his streams on BitChute. Trump Willis is my name says, "Hey, Nick, imagine Trump or me in Die Hard. Oh, yeah, Bruce meets Trump and has a baby, and that baby is me, Trump Willis." Angry Baneling, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't change that question mark. It doesn't exist in my thing. I can't fix that. I just tried. It's not there. So, sorry, I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay. Yeah. Seems the dumb one was the person who referred Vic to his family's estate lawyer. Here's the thing. Ty runs a full-service commercial litigation firm that handles all aspects from personal injury to commercial litigation to criminal law to estate planning and estate probate. All of it. Also real estate, also immigration. It's a full-service law firm with a broad practice area. And they're licensed and competent in all of it. You can dislike the work that they did on this case, but the idea that Ty is quote-unquote an estate lawyer and that's it is simply not correct. I don't know what else to say. It's just not accurate. but that's fine. And also, Ty wasn't the only lawyer on this case. At last count, there were, at any point in this case, 6 lawyers working on it. So, I mean, I guess you can ignore all of the experience of all of the lawyers, but again, I will not tell anybody to like a particular outcome or anything like that. I mean, I'm pissed off about the outcome. And there are things that happened that I disagreed with, but I wasn't the lawyer. It wasn't my decision to make. And that being said, there's no amount of foresight that could have said, oh, well, you know what? When I make this referral, everything will be 100% perfect and Vic will win. That's not how it goes. That's never how a referral in law goes. And anyone who thinks that it is just wrong. So you do your best. And again, Ty represents people who make tens to hundreds of millions of dollars in all sorts of transactions and in all sorts of matters. That's the firm I referred him to. So is Ty also my family's estate lawyer? I mean, I guess. Not my whole family's. A couple members of my family, sure. So then Ron says, exactly. The guy who is next in line to have full control over the estate. It is going to be interesting. Ty was not next in line to have full control over the estate, by the way. That is what happens when you can't read a will. But okay. Doesn't matter. So imagine not being able to read. He says, so is he or is he not your family estate attorney? He is an estate attorney for some people in my family. Yep. Is he my family estate attorney? No. I don't think so. He's not my estate attorney. He's not my wife's estate attorney. I don't know who my parents' estate attorney is. I guess in theory it could be Ty. I don't know. So, no? Maybe? Does he or does he not have any say in how the money is dispersed? No. Nope. That's all covered in the will. So, again, if you could read, you would know, but no. Did you or did you not refer a client to him knowing he had zero experience in defamation litigation? No. And you can interpret that however you want, Ron. Did you raise money as the referral source that went to Ty? Did I raise money as the referral source that went to Ty? Did I open a GoFundMe? Yeah. Did I raise the money? I don't know. What does that mean? I don't know what meaning this has. So I again, not being able to translate dummy, I don't know what this exactly means. It's also not really relevant. See, third parties have been able to fund lawsuits practically forever. The thing is, the third party can't actually have control over the suit. The attorney-client privilege and the attorney-client relationship must be preserved outside of the funding of the lawsuit. So like when Peter Thiel paid for Hulk Hogan to sue Gawker, Hulk Hogan and his lawyers had to make all the decisions even though Peter Thiel was funding the suit. This isn't new. This isn't weird. It's just slightly different with a GoFundMe than it's been ever before. It's actually probably better because it's democratized and no single person would have that kind of influence because no individual donor would have any influence over Ty and Vic's relationship because it's all small donations. I know this is a hard concept, but this part, this part of it is just not new. But okay. So then, Aren't you a predator or something? Let's see. Okay, so anyway, that's that one. That's that one. So then I didn't, I said, Raffle, I'll save the answers for the deposition. Wouldn't want to spoil the fun, because that's ultimately what Ron is doing when he says up here, it is going to be interesting. He thinks he's going to depose me about this stuff. And he thinks that is somehow going to be like the biggest gotcha of all time. Okay, Ron. And the sad part is, Ron is dumb enough to believe that there is a referral liability for me referring Vic to Ty. What Ron doesn't understand is that's not a thing that's used against lawyers in Texas. That's a thing that's used against doctors. When doctors refer to someone to another care provider that doesn't do what needs to be done and the doctor knows it. It's a very different scenario. That's way different. Doctors have board certifications. They have all sorts of different things going into them. It's like referring someone to a psychiatrist when they need emergency biopsy on some cancerous lump. Right? It doesn't make sense. That's a negligent referral. Referring someone to a lawyer and the lawyer not getting the result that people desired is not a negligent referral. Shockingly. Referring someone to a non-lawyer would be, I guess, negligent. Like if I referred Vic to someone who wasn't licensed to practice law, that would maybe be a negligent referral. Possibly. No case law around that because it'd be so ridiculous. But okay. So then he says, every minute of your coverage of this case has been documented for a reason. You took a profession that many people care deeply about and shit on it. You encouraged harassment and doxing of those same lawyers. How embarrassing. First of all, lawyers didn't need my help to be hated. No lawyer has said, you know what? We're not hated enough. Let me call Nick Rekieta and we'll get help on that. By the way, you're at 921 likes. We are just under 80 away from getting over 1,000 before Susan takes them away again. So we're very, very close. But yeah, lawyers don't need help. People hate lawyers, and they hate them with good reason. Lawyers are terrible people. I'll say it objectively. Objectively bad. But this is my favorite thing. Every minute of your coverage of this case has been documented for a reason. Every minute was documented by me. I did it. I documentified it. Oh, we're over 1,000 likes. Here's the cheers to drinking before they go away. I documented it. It's all still up on YouTube. Jorgeman says, I think he's talking about VAs, not lawyers as a profession. No. Here. Read his syntax. I know it's bad, but if we give him a charitable read of what he's trying to say, you took a profession that many people care deeply about and shit on it. You encouraged harassment and doxing of those same lawyers. This can only refer to this profession. I would think. Unless he's saying that those same lawyers are the many people that care about VAs, but that's not true. Nobody cares about VAs. So that can't be true. Some people care about lawyers because they need to know where to send the hitman. So that's different. Was that a shot or a sip? It was halfway between. You can drink more. Let me well, we'll just keep going with the yellow spot then. Yeah, Catnip Dave, you have to use your real name on your lawyer certification. Yeah. You guys know it got down to a few drops because I was drinking it already, but here's the makeup, the rest of it. Okay. And no, I have never claimed to be a big drinker. Okay. Here we go. But this is amazing. I'm the guy who documented all of it. It's all up on YouTube. It's all public. In fact, I encourage everybody to go rewatch all of it. I get weird income spikes when people watch old streams. So go forth and multiply. Watch everything Vic related over and over again. Watch it 1,000,000 times. Go to sleep with it on. I love it. Yeah, watch it all. Watch it twice. Watch it thrice. Watch it to your heart's content. It only helps me. This is good. When the host tries to regain control. I can't believe these internet sleuths were able to catch you by recording publicly available reporting you provided with no paywall. Truly a force to be reckoned with. Oh, there's more to the story than that. Wah. Is there? What's some more to the story? All of the Vic stuff is public. All of it. Everywhere. I don't even comprehend what this is. Why would I hide anything? Do they not realize I make money by being in public and talking? I know it's weird, but I make money by broadcasting things to the earth. That is how I get income. Like if I want to buy a sister hot tub to go with my current hot tub, I need to broadcast more things. And eventually, I'm just going to dig a bunch of holes in my lawn, and there will be just tiers of hot tubs all over the place. And I will populate them with thought streams or something, and then I will be the richest man on the planet. I will rent out thought tubs in my backyard, and all the thoughts can come, and I'll just have a giant like bikini rack and changing stations, and they can do their every so often, and all they have to do is give me 20% of their thought income, and I will have thought tubs for days. That'll be my whole yard. Nothing else. It's the greatest thing. This is the best idea I've ever had. Why I haven't done it already is literally beyond me. I just contract out thought streaming. This is brilliant. And if I want to do that, if I want to get up to that level of grift, then what I have to do is I have to broadcast things live. It doesn't behoove me or help me to do things in private. I don't know, man. I can't get into these people's heads. And I think I know what their problem is. I really do think I know what their problem is. It's what Barnes and Viva Fry talk about all the time. It's confession through projection. It's confession through projection. They think about how they would do this, and they're like, I would have to sneak. I would have to launder money. I would have to do this. I would have to do that because they have no idea. It's not nefarious, by the way. This is Hanlon's razor. This is them being incompetent. You know how I know they're incompetent? None of them are doing anything like what I'm doing. So them commenting on how I do it is wrong. Because believe me, if most of these people could do what I do, they would. Because it'd be more money than they make now. It's why Mike Dunford is on Twitch, right? Like, and he does his legal analysis. The problem is he doesn't have a personality. That's the issue with these guys. So they go, if I were doing this, I would do this, and I'd have to plan this out, and I'd have to do this. And they don't realize that the true secret, like the real secret to being successful in all this, is just to go out and be honest. Just talk to people. Like, just go and talk. Just turn on the fucking camera and start talking. And you don't have to like plan and sneak and do all this weird stuff. Like, you just get out there. You start talking about a subject, and people will either click or they won't click. Sometimes they click more than other times. Those times are good. When they click less than other times, those times aren't so good. But it's fine. Like, that's the way the game works. And I'm getting pretty decent at having a sustainable amount of clicking every single day. That's my goal. That's how I run the business, and that's how you run any business is, okay, make sustainable and then make growth and try and make that growth steady and hope it spikes, but make it steady. This is not rocket science. It's basic business. And after 3 years doing this business, I'm at kind of the normal business trajectory for one that is going okay. And I have no complaints about it. I mean, I have complaints about YouTube and stuff like that because I think if they got out of the way, I'd do even better, but that's a separate thing. These guys don't know, so they're speaking completely from ignorance on this. There's more to the story. What more would there possibly be? Like, I've got some secret video that I don't show anyone because I don't want to make money on it. It's like, oh, my secrets are revealed. But subsequently, it necessarily must be documented already because that's what Ron said, that this has been documented. So if there's more to the story than me publicly reporting it, there's something that was documented by Ron that I didn't publicly document, and I can't figure out what that is, and I want to know. It's like the cliffhanger at the end of a good TV season. You do know that lawyers are required to register for the state bar in Texas, and that info is public. Most have websites or public phone numbers listed. They want to be found. Also, by sheer mathematical logic, at least half of everyone in a legal matter will hate lawyers. And then here you go. He didn't encourage harassment or fixing. He means doxing. What world do you live in? Of course, the delusional world of a wife beater. It's important to remember that Ron beat his wife. Now ex-wife or whatever. But, you know, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. A fight fire with oh no, stop it. No more remotes. How dare you? Lawyers are terrible human beings in a terrible profession that they don't even care about. Keep up the pity party though, man. How's the rest of that $180,000 you owe your lawyers going? If you care about their profession, why don't you pay them? Documented every minute to satisfy your erotic obsession for Nick. Whomst the fuck cares about lawyers who are stereotyped to be rich, mean, cold, and heartless? Describes Nick and Ty to a T. Wait, where was it? Where's the other reply to that? Where is it? Is it this one? I'll own it. I'll take it. I will be rich, mean, cold, and heartless all day. Yep. Done. Guilty as charged. Let's see. So then what does that say about Ron and the others who purport to care about the legal profession? Fake concern trolling just proves your shoe size is significantly higher than your IQ. Not all stereotypes are true. Fake concern trolling? Who am I trolling with my fake concern? Do you and my size 15s need to have a talk? Whoa! We got an internet tough guy here. Woo! Watch out. Kevin Phipps coming in. Do you and my size 15s need to have a talk? I have a 37-inch penis. You want to see it, motherfucker? Come to my house. I'll kick your ass. What the fuck? Fuck off, you weirdo. What is up with these people? What is up with these people? Does he talk to his shoes? Like, do they talk back? I don't get it. We got a badass here. Oh, God. Woo. Wow. Let's see. But yeah, this is true. Thank you, Jimmy Owens, for pointing this out. I have not encouraged harassment or doxing. Ever. Don't do it. I don't actually particularly like doxing. I've said it before. I'll say it again. And my position on this will not and has not changed. I don't like doxing. Doxing is a reality of the internet. I will probably be fully doxed at some point. I won't like it. Tough shit. That's it. I'm not going to condemn people for doxing. I'm not going to dox anybody. I don't have any desire to dox anybody. It's not my thing. Other people do it. I don't really care. It's not illegal. Not something I recommend. It'll probably come back to bite you in some way at some point. You piss somebody off. Dox you back. I don't know. I don't know what they do. But at the same time, I've never encouraged it. In fact, what I've said about all these people is don't engage them. Don't bother with them. Don't go. Certainly don't go ever bother them in public. Don't send them emails. Don't call them. Don't do anything. Why would you? Why would you want to? And the other thing I've said that's very important is if you like these people, and you still can. By the way, there are people out there who may think what Monica did to Vic is bad because they like Vic, but they also may still like Monica's work. I don't know any, but there may be people out there that do. And if they do, they should go visit her at cons and they should support her. They should do that. Something I've said from the beginning. If you like these people, go visit them. Go help them out. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Doesn't bother me if you like them. Again, I haven't met anybody like that. I think most of the people who like Monica probably hate me, and that's fine. That's a product of the turf. But I don't want anybody to stop seeing them. I think it's funny when their lines are really short. That makes me laugh, but it's not like I want people to avoid them. I'm not calling any conventions to get them canceled. I don't want Funimation to fire them. I think Funimation will. I think when all this lawsuit is finally over and Funimation's fully in the clear of it, I think it's very possible that they end up getting fired for it. It's just kind of how things work out from time to time. Maybe they won't, though. I don't know. I don't want them fired. I don't care. So here we go. Where were we? All right. Okay, so my response to this overall was keep reaching, go far enough, and you'll give yourself that reach around that Monica always refuses. That was rude. That was a rude tweet, and I'll say 5 Hail Marys for that tweet. Sorry. So then, then I decided, after all this is when I decided to do a stream tonight. I was like, I've done enough. I've done enough on Twitter. But then, of course, I went back to Twitter. So we've got here. This became the weird conversation. We'll take a look at it. But he says, so why are you dodging the question? It would take literally one tweet to answer. Here's the answer. I make more money dragging you along and showing how stupid you are. This is true. This is not true because of YouTube. This is true because I, being a master grifter, and I recommend you all do the same. I'm a master grifter. I have learned that you can make money off of your Twitter account. You know this? You hear about this? You see this? If you have Brave and are a Brave creator, which all you have to do is sign up, you'd be a Brave creator, you can actually have your Twitter account generate basic attention tokens for yourself. So the more time people spend on your Twitter who use Brave, you actually get money. You get a little bit of payola or whatever. So I'm going to drag these conversations out as long as possible because I want people on my Twitter, because the more people who see my Twitter and the more people who use Brave, when their powers combine, I get more bat. And I am a basic attention bitch. I love basic attention tokens. So there you go. I'm a big fan of Brave right now. They're great. All of my channels are on Brave and my Twitter. I wish my Odyssey channel could be on Brave, but they're not there yet. So once that's up, it'll be there. But yeah. But anyway, let's get into this, because this was a really weird conversation. I wasn't participating in most of it. I ignore most of this stuff. Like, I know I'm doing a whole show on this Twitter stuff right now, but you have to understand how much, like, the amount you've seen me interact with is like 1% of what I get on the average, day. There is so much other stuff happening in all of these threads, and I only respond to what I see. Now, today I was sitting around, I was like, I'm going to just troll some people, having a good time. It's fun for me. And so I interacted a little more today than normal, and I still missed a ton of stuff. Oh, the muted account is Catherine Tewson. This one. I had to mute it because I have a chronic disability. It's called she's fucking fat. That's my chronic disability. And so if I don't mute her, I will say too many fat jokes and I will get banned from Twitter. So I have to just let it go. She's also really dumb, and I learned this really early on with her, that she engages people in a very disingenuous way, and she uses something that if you're not looking for it and you haven't dealt with it before, it's really frustrating for people, and it's a trap. But basically, it's a Socratic style of questioning to lead people to an answer that you've predetermined and to try to get them to admit their answer through the method of questioning that you use. And it's disingenuous. And so I don't bother talking to her because it's a waste of time. She's already got her conclusion about what the answer is. She's not discussing in good faith. The only thing she's engaged in good faith in the past couple of weeks was a pie. And by I say a pie, I'm being charitable. But that being said, so that's the muted account. It's been that way for a long time. I love fat people like Fireman Steve. I love Fireman Steve. He's great. Woodman Gaming says, go back and look at the reply to size 15 guy real quick. You'll get a snort. I don't have an easy way to go back and find it. I'll have to find it in a little bit. And then Versi says, you have to let it go. Like her letting it go and gaining a bunch of weight. That's her letting herself go. But yeah, here's the actual thing. Someone sent me what this is called. It's the complex question fallacy. In Latin, it's called plurium interrogationum. Plurium interrogationum. It's the fallacy of many questions or the complex question. That's what these people have engaged in the entire time. It's how they converse. It's completely disingenuous, and it's a waste of time. That's why I tell people, like, you don't have to engage these people. Please never defend me. Like, don't subject yourself that on my behalf. I do this because it makes me money, literally, through Brave. And because it's funny for me. I laugh at it. But I know there's some people out there who deal with a lot of bullshit, and these people are nasty, nasty bullies, and they gang up on people, and they hound them and hound them and hound them. I'm not talking about me. They can hound me. I'm like a public guy, and I'm a big asshole. I know it. That's fine. But I see them all the time just brigading someone who's like, you know what? I like Vic. And then I like Vic in whatever. And then they're just like, do you know that he murders baby elephants? It's like, Jesus Christ. I despise these people for that. And what you won't find me doing is actually going to their like pages and finding stuff to go after. Like, I just post my bit and then I'm done, and then they respond to me, and so occasionally I'll catch a response because I'll get a notification, and then I'll go check out the response, and I might respond to that. But I'm not like running to these people. Like, I'm not going to Ron Toye's page to go make fun of stuff he said. I don't do Twitter that way. These people do. They're nasty. They're so nasty. So she says, the appeals can't prevail because in order to do so, Vic would have had to made arguments in the appellate briefing that he did not make. This isn't correct. And two, it's also bad legal reasoning, but that's a whole separate thing. Please cite one time concerning this lawsuit. She or any of the law Twitter people you hate have been wrong. Please provide any evidence to support why you still choose to be ignorant and think she is lying. Notice how Ron wants those receipts. They never produced any on their own, but they want them now. They want them now, right? So literally everything stated about the GoFundMe. Here we go. Yeah, but yes, it's the wrong site. Yeah. Nick, don't forget, lol. Notice of litigation hold. Hey, Ron, don't forget, lol. You didn't serve me at my place of abode. I never got your litigation hold. I wasn't served. Sorry. But I didn't get it. So you didn't serve me. Oof. That's too bad. I don't know what to tell you, but it didn't quite make it. Never been served, homie. Your lawyer biffed that one. He did. Should have probably just hired a process server in Minnesota to do it. Would have worked better. Literal Gamer says, hey, Nick, thanks in part to you. I'm now losing weight. I'm down 15 pounds. Also, should I read Eisenhorn and Ravenor before Pariah? Yes. Yes, do it. You need to know Eisenhorn and Ravenor as characters. Dan Abnett writes Pariah in a way where you kind of don't, like, you don't really need to. if you're not going to read the full books, read their wikis, the 40K wiki on them. Learn who they are. You need to know those two characters to really get into Pariah. But it's worth it. All of those books are great. Okay. I mean, what do you have to suggest that? This is great. Like, this is the funniest thing. I can tell you what I don't have. Anything allegedly served upon me. What do you have to prove that you weren't served? Not the thing? Not the thing? And what did they get wrong about the GoFundMe? Not just in everything either. Everything. This makes these people so mad. Like, you can't just say everything. Everything. Watch me. They're all wrong. It's all wrong. Buddy, we aren't in kindergarten. Show your work, Junior. No. Not your buddy, pal. Not your buddy, pal. Not your friend, guy. You definitely called me your pumpkin a few times. I would not look at you. Oh, my good God. Ew. Need to pay me sweet cheeks. Not my pumpkin. See, this is the thing. When I call you pumpkin, you're not my pumpkin. You're just pumpkin. You're a pumpkin. So that's a little weird. Yes, so admit to it. So why can't you just show us how we got the GoFundMe wrong? It's funnier to watch you think you got it right. I'm going to go donate more money to it right now and call it a charitable deduction. Wait a minute now. Let me check these donations. Oh, we've got more. We've got more. We've got Catlin Roberts with a big donation, $100. Thank you, Jacob Bill and Ron Selacoma Doblada. $5. Thank you for that. Remember what I said? Whoever did this is a complete asshole. Look at the timing on this. 9 hours. 9 hours. Oh, God. Okay. Cool. Have fun with your OnlyFans subscription for your humiliation kink. And I don't get this. Like, I don't understand this one. I don't have an OnlyFans subscription. So the joke there like went right over my head. I don't get that one. I don't know. Did the GoFundMe refunds resulted? Did the GoFundMe refunds resulted in withdrawals directly from the IOLTA? Does anyone in the chat want to answer this question? Does anyone in the chat want to answer this question for Jack Forge, who says birds, law, sports, tech, science, biology, video games, movies, and art? Apparently not finance. Anybody out there? Because these guys honestly have no idea. They have no idea how this works. Seeing a lot of no's. Seeing a lot of no's. Okay. All right. I mean, you can check this on the GoFundMe webpage, but okay. Nick won't answer any direct questions about the GoFundMe because then he wouldn't be able to act all mysterious and superior about it. Hey, someone figured it out. It's very mysterious to not read the GoFundMe help section. And that's all he's got, really, acting mysterious and superior. Well, that and his trust fund. Oh, God, I'm so thankful that my trust fund is keeping me afloat. And I don't do anything else to make money. That would be really, God, trying to work hard and build up something to make money over the years would be that would be too much. An IOLTA account, by the way, is an interest on lawyers' trust account. It is an account where you put clients' money. And it holds money in trust for the client. Your client as a lawyer. So like if you're a lawyer, you can have your client give you a $10,000 retainer, for example. And then you would put that money into an IOLTA account. And then as you do work with billable hours, you would bill against the IOLTA account before you reach out to the client. You say, hey, this thing, you know what? I'm going to take a $10,000 retainer. I'll bill against that. And if it gets over $10,000, we'll have you deposit more into the IOLTA account. If it doesn't, we'll refund you back any excess. And there you go. You have a place that holds money in trust for a client. That means it's the client's money. The lawyer's the trustee who has, I guess, some level of control over it, but it's the client's money. The client's the beneficiary. This is not hard. People don't run into them. So I'm not saying if you don't know what it is that there's something bad or wrong about you. Most people would never have to deal with this, but it's just basically a trust account for lawyers to hold client money. Okay. These guys are allegedly lawyers, or I mean, Ed Gruberman's not. This is just an idiot. But this guy's allegedly a lawyer, and then they hang around lawyers because they like terrible people or something. So they should know this. They should know this. What happens to a client's IOLTA funds if the client dies? That seems interesting. It goes to the client's estate would own it, and it'd be distributed however the estate is dealt with. So here we go. Texas Red says he won't answer it because it's just a matter of learning how GoFundMe works. It's just funnier watching you look like a bunch of stupid assholes. Good job, Texas Red. No, there's more complicated things going on here. The GoFundMe was being fed into an IOLTA, and those have very specific rules around how they can be used and for what. Do we want to do this? No, that'll take too much time. Look, you can Google Texas rules IOLTA. The very specific rules are IOLTA funds belong to the client and can be paid out according to a client fee arrangement with the lawyer. So you say, I'm going to bill you $200 an hour. And they say, cool. You write that down. You sign your paperwork. You've got your fee agreement. That's enforceable. It's a contract. And then you bill out according to that fee agreement. The client can request their IOLTA money back if they want to. And you have to provide an accounting anytime you take money out of the IOLTA account. So again, if you're going to bill against the IOLTA account, you would bill against it. And then you would inform the client, here's the bill that we charged against the IOLTA account. So here you go. There really aren't that many specific rules around an IOLTA account. It's pretty basic. It's just an account to keep client funds segregated from operating funds of a law firm, because the law firm might have other things to do. And you can do IOLTAs in multiple ways. You can have one IOLTA per client if you want. Like if you have a bank and you have a good relationship with them, you can do that. Or you can have one IOLTA account and then you keep careful accounting of the different things that go in there. That works too. Doesn't really matter. Lots of ways to do it. And what happens is the interest, that's the I, interest on lawyer's trust account. The interest that an IOLTA earns tends to get taken by the state, and then the state takes those funds and uses them for stuff like legal aid or whatever. So this is very basic, all right? It's not super complicated, and the specific rules aren't actually that specific. It's what you would do if you're in charge of someone else's money as a trustee. No, there isn't. We all know this. Obviously not Nick's or would have been removed for TOS violations. I think what Texas Red is saying there is like, I can't feed the GoFundMe, which I've said a million times. I'm not feeding the GoFundMe because that would be seeding it, and that's against the terms of service. Said it from the start. Vic, same thing. Ty, same thing. Any of us were to dump money into the GoFundMe, it would be considered seeding and would violate terms of service. He says, no, this isn't a violation of the TOS. This is violating the rules around how lawyers are supposed to track client funds. Notice they haven't said how it violates the rules. If you don't believe me, ask Nick the question we asked him earlier. Do refunds from the GoFundMe withdraw directly from the IOLTA? And watch him dodge the question. Questions flying at me left and right. I'm dodging them. Like Neo, dodging questions. No, they don't. They don't come from the IOLTA account, you fucking dolt. GoFundMe, shockingly, GoFundMe does not have permission to just go into a bank account and take money out. I don't know why this is surprising, but they can't just go, you know what? Yoink. That's my money. Because here's the thing. An IOLTA account could, in theory, have other client funds in it. So if GoFundMe was taking money out of an IOLTA account that had other client funds in it, we would have a big problem, right? Let's take out the IOLTA part. Your bank account has money that, you know, you set up your bank account to accept GoFundMe money. You take your withdrawals and then you spend it and then you deposit your paycheck into your bank account. And then GoFundMe goes, whoa, Kimosabe, we got a refund request. We're going to yoink, take your paycheck or your social security check. How about that? How about that? Suddenly, you've got a criminal act going on where GoFundMe is unauthorized withdrawing funds from your bank account. This is not going to work. You can't do this. They can't do it. You would have to authorize the withdrawal. In theory, I guess they could do it. And if they did that and you caught them doing it, it'd be big trouble. It'd be big trouble. Because that's how GoFundMes usually work and is absolutely not okay on IOLTAs. It's not how GoFundMes usually work. It's the opposite of how GoFundMes usually work. GoFundMe is not taking money out of people's bank accounts. What are you talking about, you weirdo? So, Nernieth, this guy deserves a little credit because, and also some mild ridicule. Spoilers, man. We had him going. They would have been asking this question for days. Asked and answered multiple times in regard to refunded joke name donations charged against the balance of the beneficiary account. Now, see, Coding Etudes is a moron, so he thought the beneficiary account was the IOLTA account. He doesn't realize that GoFundMe has some sort of accounting for every single GoFundMe that exists because you'd have to. And so there's some account segregation going on where there's a pool of money that goes into GoFundMe for Vic. Like all these donations that have been coming in today, these don't go direct to Vic's account. They have to verify them. They have a process that they'll go through. And what they'll do is they'll make sure they've got enough information to make sure they're not wiring money or laundering money into a terrorist organization, and then they'll pay it out. If they have to refund money, guess where it comes from? That pool of money that sits there for a couple days while they verify that everything's legit. they have to have a place to hold money, and they do. And if it doesn't work out, then that pool of money is where refunds come from. And if a refund comes in and there's not a pool of money, they wait for it to be fulfilled by the pool of money and then issue the refund. That's how it goes. And if the worst case scenario for GoFundMe happens and there's no pool of money ever again because the whole thing was fraudulent or whatever, they're insured. They have a specific insurance plan from Lloyd's of London, who, if you don't know, Lloyd's of London is one of the most trusted insurers on the planet, and they specialize in highly specific and specialized insurance policies. It's one of the selling points of GoFundMe, that they guarantee that the donation will reach the right place or they'll refund it, even if they can't get the money back, and they make an insurance claim against their Lloyd's of London insurance. It's shocking. All of this stuff is available on GoFundMe's website. Yep, the likes just dropped to 800. So there you go. There you go. We just lost hundreds of likes. Okay, so yeah, charge against the balance of the beneficiary account. And if it has a lower balance, a hold is placed against future donations. Yes, thank you for explaining the obvious. Then why are you asking questions about the obvious? Yes, all of that is how GoFundMe works. It is not compatible with IOLTA's work. Yes, it is, because the money doesn't go to the IOLTA yet, you weirdo. Those have special rules because they're client funds. Funds are not in the IOLTA are not subject to the restrictions. Yes, that has literally nothing to do with what I said. Where do you think the money is if not in the IOLTA? It's held at GoFundMe. Adam K., the likes removal is happening to everybody on live streams right now. It's when YouTube started going after, started fixing dislikes for the White House. So yeah, the money is held by the GoFundMe payment processor for up to 60 to 90 days or until an authorized and verified withdrawal is made. Then the funds hit the bank account 2 to 5 days later. None of the funds ever come from the recipient's beneficiary's financial institution account. Ha ha ha! No! This is the problem with these people, by the way. He has laid out exactly from GoFundMe how this works. Exactly how it works. It's all right there. It's all on GoFundMe's web pages. Now, you do have to read through them. It's not like on the front page, because shockingly, like, advertising refunds is not how you properly advertise a campaigning, like a funding campaign website. So you have to try to go through and like figure out exactly what's going on. But again, maybe it's shocking to some people. They have all this listed and they have to do this. They have to do this because if they don't, they go to prison. They're regulated. They're almost a bank. They're not a bank, but they are passing money through, which means that the banking regulators look at GoFundMe and go, you kind of look like a bank. And then GoFundMe's asshole puckers up so tight. They're like, we're not a bank. We're not a bank. Please don't call us a bank. Even though sometimes they act like a bank. They are terrified of being a bank, and they should be, because they would be out of business tomorrow, I think. But that's not how payment processors like First Data or Stripe work in the US. They're not a payment processor. They run charges through the card networks on behalf of clients like GoFundMe. They don't hold funds. He didn't say the GoFundMe payment processor. I guess he maybe misspoke here, but it doesn't matter. You literally should just go read how this works on the GoFundMe page. It's all right there. And I can tell you haven't because you're literally just wrong. Really? Rules on how IOLTA accounts can be used are on the GoFundMe page? No. How and when GoFundMe makes deposit is, though. And the rules and processes for refunds as well. And reading them will answer all your questions. It's amazing. Oh, maybe I wasn't clear. That's not my question. My question is around the potential misuse of IOLTAs, not the normal stuff of how the refund charges. But that is your question. Anybody can refund from a normal account. Nobody's denying that. Are you saying that refunds are paid directly from the IOLTA? How is this guy this dumb? How is this guy this dumb? Funny part is I've actually talked about this on a live stream. You can read the GoFundMe help, or you can find them on the stream. I'm going to just keep laughing at you and calling you an idiot. You could actually infer the answer from that as well. And again, I don't know how to make it easier. How do you make it easier? You're saying they are taken from the account? You're an idiot. That means they are then? No. Oh, I don't mind about that. I'm happy if you're having fun. Just answer this. Were the funds going to the firm's IOLTA or to an individual CTA, client trust account? This has been answered. Read anything. It's always been an IOLTA. It's everywhere. It's an IOLTA. So why are you dodging the question? It would take literally one tweet to answer. That's where I said, because I make more money, right? And then this is some dumbness going on here. Was this guy is super stupid, by the way. David Leverty. Woo! We probably won't get many highlights from him today. Oh, wait, we will. Proven wrong immediately. So here we go. So after I quote tweeted him, it says, "You keep saying that, but you haven't. I've shown you how stupid you are." Yes, I have. You're just dodging the question. Insults are fine. I don't mind. I just want to know the answer. Then go read. You've actually already been given the answer, but you were too dumb to accept it. You've also been given where to independently verify the answer, but you're too dumb to accept it as well. Until then, thanks for contributing to my income. It says, "No, you've just sent 15 tweets with insults when you could have spent one explaining it." Where's the fun in that? Why would you want... Why would I want to spend one tweet when I could mock you for 15? I don't get it. So then he said, it's not a complicated question. If it's not a complicated question, why do you need it answered? Do you not know the answer? You just say if you don't. I love when he quote tweets people he's arguing with so that his teenage fans, that's you guys, will come on and tell him how great he is. Oh, I guess they don't watch the show in the chat. Maybe misspelled late and gay. Maybe combine late and gay to get great. Good for him for supplementing his trust fund with a YouTube side hustle to cover the fact that he can't provide for his family himself. Teenage fans, you make money on YouTube because you can't make money. And then look at that. 13 to 17, 0%. 18 to 24, 7.7%. The vast majority of viewers are 25 to over 65. There you go. So this here we go. Let's do this one. Yeah, this is where I was super annoyed. So back to this one. This has been answered. Read anything more on. He says, like people don't read. Here's the IOLTA trust account. IOLTA account. All I'm asking is for Nick to confirm that's the current setup. Things change over time. Why does this guy think they changed? Why does this guy think they changed? Now, see, this is the fallacy that they're going for here. They're trying to imply something through asking stupid questions. But what they don't get is that they're just stupid questions. Goodness. They're just stupid questions. There's no reason for anything to change. If something changed somewhere and I wasn't updating the GoFundMe about like a big material change, that would expose me to potential wire fraud. So that'd be weird. It would also risk the GoFundMe on the terms of service. So that would also be weird. So no, nothing's changed. I don't know why they would think things have changed here. Wrong again. Read GoFundMe support docs and TOS. Once you designate a beneficiary other than yourself, the organizer loses all access to change how disbursements is made, / allocated, or make withdrawals. Now, see, there Nernieth goes again. Spoiling all the fun. Spilling all the secrets. All of the very public secrets that are on the help section of the GoFundMe page if you just spend about 10 minutes reading. You misunderstand me. I'm not saying Nick controls it. I'm asking who controls it and how refunds are handled. The refunds are handled by GoFundMe in the way that he mentioned earlier. This isn't a GoFundMe issue. It's an IOLTA issue. It literally is a GoFundMe issue, and he told you exactly how it works, and he told you where to verify it. It's amazing that you don't understand this. You ask why I don't answer. It's because you're too dumb to accept the answer. Now, here we go. Here we go. Geez, no reason to get all pissy at me. Well, what the fuck, man? What do I have to do? Like, how many times do you have to be given the answer or told where to get the answer? This is the amazing thing. I need to find my Surface tablet pen because I'm going to start drawing comics. Because one of these dumb dildos replied to me and said, someone's testy today, and I'm going to draw a comic, and it's going to be like 15 panels. It's going to be day 1, and someone's going to say, you commit wire fraud and other felonies. And the next one is, you're a liar and grifter. And the next one is, you're a fake lawyer who's a fake liar who fake lies. And you steal money from people. You commit federal felonies. You do this, you do that. And it's going to go through 14 days of it. And then on day 15, I'm going to reply, lol, nah. And then they're going to be like, someone's testy today. This is the shit, right? Where it's like, these people will sit and accuse me of federal fucking crimes publicly for days and days and days and days. And if I say one thing, they're like, lol, who's mad now? And it's like, well, what do you've been begging me to respond for days and days and days. So I do, and I call you a fucking moron, and then suddenly I'm like the mad one or whatever. It's like, what is this? It's crazy town. But anyway, this guy has been hounding me all day for this. This is after he's already gotten the answers from Nernieth, from me telling him, just go read these GoFundMe help, go read the help on GoFundMe. Just go do it. Just go do that. And then I finally respond, you've already been told. And he's like, well, you don't have to get mad. But you're retarded. I don't know what to do anymore. You're broken. I've tried plugging in the charging cable to your brain 50 times and you just won't charge. What am I supposed to do? Okay. No reason to get all pissy at me. All I'm asking is, what kind of account does it go into? Just say it or say you don't know and I'll go away. This is the lie of the century. No, you won't. No, you won't. I've said what kind of account it goes into publicly for 2 years. What you're not understanding is that it's irrelevant to the refunds you dolt. The refunds do not come from that account. It's explained in this thread and on GoFundMe. You guys are such a moron brigade and involved in such a massive circle jerk that you have literally manufactured easily falsifiable facts, but don't bother to do a modicum of looking into it. When people answer you with goodwill, you treat them like shit, then expect goodwill. Now, I'm not talking about me here. I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people out there who have over and over tried to politely engage with these people and just get tread on with assholery. I said, here's a thought. Fuck you and your goodwill. You're vapid, nasty, cocksure sacks of garbage who are openly and obviously wrong, but you bully random Twitter users all day with irrelevant questions and accusations. I'm not talking about me. I profit from your idiocy. I make money off these people. I don't care. But I've seen, and I know it's probably not most of you, but I have seen these people like bully people down on Twitter. Again, it's someone who's like barely invested in this. They're like, hey, I like Vic or whatever. And they just go after him and dogpile on him. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway. Then, I mean, it's a noble cause. Screaming and demeaning people is definitely a good career choice. What they didn't get is that that's what they do to them. This is what they do. They dogpile and scream and demean people on Twitter all day. So I replied the only logical way. I get paid to do what you sacks of trash do for free. Fuck them. So anyway, that's oh, and then there's this one. This is the brilliant lawyer brigade happening right here. Remember this guy that claimed it as a charitable gift thing? I wonder how many people with unreported income have laundered it via GoFundMe that benefits themselves. It'd be stupid to try. This guy actually realizes that this is a dumb plan, to his credit. And to his credit, when Ron brought this up and said, that's what Nick and Vic have been, he's like, I don't think so. I don't think that's what's actually been going on. So this guy, I'll give him some credit. He's actually not as stupid as the others. Says, I wonder how often people with unreported income have laundered it via GoFundMe that benefits themselves. It would be stupid to try because if you catch the attention of the IRS, you're hosed, but I bet it happens. Probably has, but I'm sure it has. All you'd have to do is hand out cash and ask people to donate on a card, and your dirty money is now the regular banking system. I mean, no. Again, you wouldn't have to do it through GoFundMe. There are easier ways to do this. Why would you do this through GoFundMe? You know what'd be easier? Giving someone cash and having them write you a check, for example. There you go. That was easier than having them donate through GoFundMe. Or you just give you cash. You give them cash and what? They could give it back? Then you go to the bank and deposit it? What? Oh, I got this from Bill. He just gave me $50. Weird. This doesn't make sense. Aurelianus says, hey, Nick, is it lawful to resist the ATF when they inevitably come for me? Otherwise, they can just take my collection of 50-plus-year-old firearms. It gets to be a very complicated question. No is the short answer. It's not lawful to resist. Like I said, that question becomes very, very complicated very, very quickly. And I'm not, it's not something I'm going to talk about on stream. So here we go. Here's Ron. Or just take the cash you made at cons and put it on Visa gift cards and use that to donate anonymously, causing the account to grow and making it seem like there was more support than there actually was. It's also interesting looking at the one projection of super chats Nick got versus GoFundMe. This guy thinks I put super chat money into the GoFundMe. What is he talking about? Why would I do that? Why would I give money I earned to Vic? Silly of me. Again, it would defeat the GoFundMe. It would destroy it. It's against the terms, Ron. Imagine thinking that rational people who use their brains are some kind of aberration. Here, see, to this guy's credit, that seems extremely risky. Judging by the chatter on the farms, he really did have a ton of people donating. I don't think he needed to artificially amplify his support. Of course he didn't. I'm baffled by the whole thing, but appears to have legitimately occurred to me. Of course it did. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it? Vic was extremely popular. Seem to be kind of very familiar with how scammers work. Ron, when did you join QAnon? You ever thought of putting all this time and energy into something productive? Are you saying they're paying people to donate? Wouldn't there be receipts for something like that? Someone willing to testify to such? Probably somewhere. It's a theory, but it's a far-fetched one and one you need hard proof to give any credibility to. I got a better idea. How about staying off of social media for a while? No, you never go. You never go full. Aren't you the same guy that threatened to judge and beat his ex-wife? This is a conspiracy theory that only a wife-beating deadbeat dad can come up with. Why is your voice so feminine? Is being this stupid physically painful, or do you feel it in your wretched, shriveled soul? Oh, no. Oh, no. Not a gamer word. A rampant gamer word. Oh, boy. Woo. Keep the amount below 10K and don't do anything really stupid like writing checks for $9,999. You could probably just pay the GoFundMe direct. The IRS has no funding anymore. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the IRS has no funding. Yeah, the IRS audited more people in 2020 than I think it had in the past however many years. But this is... You wouldn't need to go through the GoFundMe. That's the whole point of this. You just go in and make donations. By the way, if the same guy made a bunch of like $3,000 donations to GoFundMe, they'd put a hold on the GoFundMe. If like 5 $3,000 donations came into GoFundMe, they'd go, wait a minute, this is weird. They go, wait a minute, this is strange. These aggregate over the $10,000. There's something called a suspicious activity report. The 10,000 thing is called a currency transaction report. Whenever you transact more than $10,000 in cash, the government gets a notification from the financial institution through a currency transaction report. If they don't fill out that currency transaction report and explain the nature of the transaction, what they know about the cash, anything weird about the transaction or behavior of the person at all, if they don't do that, they're liable for a whole bunch of stuff and can be fined and all sorts of problems. So they all do this. If you go try and buy a car and you just drop 40 large down in a duffel bag, guess what? They're filling out a CTR. But there's another report that financial institutions do called a suspicious activity report. And it goes way lower than $10,000. It can actually be any amount. And if they say the activity that they're doing is suspicious, it's not over the mandatory reporting threshold. It's a subjective reporting threshold. And they're doing something that doesn't make sense, and I'm not sure about it, and I want the government to take a look at it, then they fill out an SAR. If someone comes in 3 days in a row to a bank and deposits like $2,500 to $4,000 and it comes out, it's like, this is weird. Are they trying to avoid that $10,000 limit? They're going to fill out an SAR. They're going to do it. This is, again, it's just silly. All this stuff is silly. These people are not serious people. So, That was on this thing. I said, someone tell all the coke dealers, dumbasses on the internet have figured it out. Hey, look, man, I'm going to hand you this 200 and you open up that phone, hit me back with 185 and then hit up that McDonald's and get yourself something good, right? Like this is their plan. Just a bunch of donations. Again, there are, let's see how we're doing here. Thank you to Siraj Springer, Miles Roast, Uy 99, and Roger Bjornerud. There are 6,000 donors. 6,000 donors, 8,900 donations. So if we take, let's do this. 287,438 divided by 8,900. That's an average donation of $32.30. The average donation is $32.30. So if Vic is laundering money through the anonymous donors. Now, I don't know how many anonymous donors there are. We're talking about, again, average donations of $32.30. Top donations, we do have some big ones here. We have some 2,000s, some 16, 1,500s, some 1,000s, some 500s. So like, but even if you started going through all of these and picking out, you say, okay, I'm only taking the anonymous big ones and saying those are from Vic. Every one of those has a time and transaction fee associated with it, especially if you're using a card. You're burning money for no reason, and you're burning time for no reason. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's the Twitter shit going on right now. I think that's enough of a rundown, I think. You guys get the idea. I've covered most of it. Oh, wait. That's right. I said, someone get this guy a helmet. Even laying down is dangerous for this one. Run! You sure did donate a lot. Hashtag anonymous. Look, I dumped probably $100,000 in this account myself. So this guy is a walking atrocity. Dex Luther says those anonymous bigger ones are because those idiots doxed and harassed that lady that donated $10K. Yeah, you're talking about on that was on Richard Myers campaign, his GoFundMe. A lady donated over $10,000, and these people went absolutely nuts. They went after her business. They started harassing her business and her online. They reported to the GoFundMe a whole bunch of times. Gee, I wonder why people would donate anonymously to people who would call a pastor, who would accuse a pastor of sexual impropriety just because they were inviting Vic to speak about his testimony. I wonder why people might want to be anonymous when they donate. I don't know. But these people are assholes, and everybody knows they're watching. And again, they're terrible. They'll sit and brigade and degrade and berate random people on Twitter. Again, not me. I deserve all of the berating I get on Twitter. It's my choice. I'm somewhat of a personality, and I'm a dick. Like, I know, I get it. There are a lot of people who just innocently are like, hey, I just like Vic. I liked his voice. I like Oran High School Host Club or whatever. And they're like, you Nazi hating monster who hates women. And they'll just blast and blast and blast at some poor random anime fan. And they're just awful. It's exactly why people donate anonymously. So, anyway. Now you're a money launderer. You tried to cheat the system and you want sympathy. Yes, that's what it is right there. Laundering all the monies in the worst money laundering plan on the planet. Oh. Guys, if you think I'm going to be involved in some illegal scheme to get money and it's less than like $30 million, you're insane. You're insane. And if I were to do something illegal, it would have to be for money that you could get away forever on. I don't even know what that number would be. That's an oddly specific amount. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah. It's I don't know. The amount of money. Remember, I was being accused of like stealing the GoFundMe when it was something like $30,000. It's like, why would I throw my life away for that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Justice will be served, probably. Okay, I eagerly await justice, A Clown's Ass 3. I do. I eagerly await justice. The revolution would be televised. Oh, thanks, Cave Canum. Okay. Let's do super chats. We'll wrap up the show for the night. Night of Hope says, Nick, go look at the replies to that tweet Ron made. Go look right now before they delete it. Go, 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 go. The account it's from is named Cuck Ron. What? Which tweet? Here we go. Let me find it. Oh, this account is temporarily restricted. Here we go. Here's the account. So it says, please sue Nick Ron. Oh God, please, please, I need this comedy. This would make my life. I'm begging you. You have the money. Write the check. The weasel will do it if you pay him. I know he will. Ron. Shh, listen to me. No, shut up. Listen, I need this. Do it. Do it. That's rude. That's rude. That's wanting me to have to suffer talking to Ron. Also, size 15 guy. Oh, yeah. Find that weirdo. Oh, God. Okay, so here's the size 15 one. Do you and my size 15s need to have a talk? Only if I get to see those big old feet inside, big man. You want to see my feet? He says, makes sense that you wear clown shoes. Do you want to borrow them to complete your clown costume? Why would I rob you the joy of having shoes that fit you perfectly? Aren't they the tools of his trade? It would be cruel to take them. So here we go. Anything else on here? They come with or without hepatitis C. Oh. Not sure what makes you think I have hepatitis C, but if I did, I wouldn't be able to donate blood so often. Oh, God. I can't do it. Come on now. Come on. It's not funny. It's not funny. What else did we say here? You wouldn't get hep C from shoes, dummy. You fucking moron. Oh. Oh, God. Why? These, they don't get it. They don't know. They don't know. They don't realize. It's like, I take back everything I said about that guy. I take back everything I said about that guy. That guy's got a diagnosis or 9. Oh, man. I shouldn't be making fun of that guy. I'm going to have to... You know how much I'm going to have to apologize for when I die? Oh, boy. Be like... Get up there and be like, hey, what's up, St. Pete? Let me into this heaven place. I want to crash down. I'm kind of tired standing around all day. He's going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you remember Kevin Phipps from Twitter? Shit. It's like, what am I supposed to do with that? Look, I didn't realize that guy was that way when I was making fun of him. I didn't know. I was caught up in it. I thought, Lemoyne says, damn you rackets. Start promoting that shit more so I can get more loaded when the appeals court reverses that bullshit fees ruling. It gives me the whole damn GoFundMe. I need a new iron lung, you son of a bitch. Consult says, you encouraged harassment and doxing. Meanwhile, in reality, thousands of tweets, contacts, third parties, Rule 11 docs, replies to Vic's apology 20 times, threats of violence. Okay, Ron. SOS says, hey, Nick, things are already ramping up in Minnesota. You may or may not know, but old Jimmy Mediker lives there. When shit inevitably goes to shit, will you please go help out his cancer AIDS-ridden ass and his big titty Asian wife? Thank you. They're welcome to come to my house. I'll pick them up. Silky Johnson says, Nick, on a scale of Freddie Mercury to Africa, how AIDS-riddled do you think Ron Soy is? Oh, my God. What a question. If I had to guess, I would imagine he helped Bathhouse Fauci in his gay bathhouse AIDS study, which would explain his apparent love of chugging man juice. Anonymous says, I know you've said it a dozen times, but these people have these insane GoFundMe theories because they literally can't fathom that Vic has actual supporters. The idea of compassion and respect is foreign to them. May God find these people one way or another. Night of Hope says, I called the Carinos in Waxahachie to find out if they're still doing the mask BS because I love that restaurant, and the fat SJW catch you next Tuesday, who answered the phone, said they were. Emailed and they never replied. Guess I'm not going back. The place is a shithole. Damn. Linda Marie says, at the start of lockdown, I had to make my vanity into my work desk, and the dowel pins I removed at the base of the vanity mirror are missing in action. Please be a tad proud that at Home Depot, no one asked if I was lost and needed help, and I found the exact dowel by eyeballing it. Congrats! Way better than I would do. Takut says, I really like your show. My ex sent me to your posts. You're funny, great, and even funnier when you're drinking. I would donate more, but the budget won't allow it. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate every penny. I really do. So, thank you. I'm glad your ex sent you here. Did they like you at the time they sent you, or were they like, Go watch this guy because you'll hate it or something. That would have been funny. Clown World says, throws $20 at you. I honestly thought this was a stream with a big W, though I was mistaken. Just tuned in. Just seeing Ron Spurg out makes me want the big W more from Appeal just to see the pie on the face and the wreaths. That would be on a Thursday. That would be on a Thursday if it was a big win. And, you know, I don't have my hopes up for a big win, but if there is one, I'm going to laugh so freaking hard. So hard. Night of Hope says, as a Christian, I have to say the people who pulled this stunt against Vic are the same people who hate him for being a Christian and would like to see all of us dead along with him. They should be aware of this. Our team has to become less naive pronto. Flandre Scarlett says, funny they latched onto this seeding premise for the GoFundMe. I recall during peak Gamergate, some of the lower level SJWs were found to be seeding each other's Patreons to make everyone look relevant and a bid for more patrons. Seems like projection to me. Confession through projection. Night of Hope says, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a ceiling on the value of that homestead exemption. I think it goes up to like $200K or something. They can make you sell it and downgrade, but it doesn't typically happen. That was my understanding of it. No, not in Texas. Pretty sure there's no ceiling at all. Night of Hope says, these sick pussies are obsessed with your family will. I wonder if they know that normal people want to live and make their own money instead of being handed somebody else's. They're projecting. Look, I'll take anybody's money, but yeah, I do. I love finding out that I grew up with a trust fund. Like, I love that because I remember not being able to pay bills with my wife. I remember like not being able to buy certain groceries. I remember having to get rid of cable and stuff like that. I remember having to worry about like minutes we talked on the cell phones. I remember not being able to afford gas. Like, it's amazing. I wish I knew about my trust fund earlier, so I wouldn't have had to do those hard times. Like, that would have been great. I remember being really worried when I would like lose a job or transition to a new job, being very nervous that I had to do it right. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to afford living. You know, that's part of life. That's part of life. I started living the sweet life at like 37 or 38. And I still got debt. I still got debts to pay. You know, that's how it goes. I messed up that sip. Sorry. This is for the re-hitting the 1,000 likes. Yeah, I know those hard times prepared me for life, and I don't regret anything in life because you know, your decisions bring you to where you are, and I'm happy with where I am. Things have worked out for the better for me, even though like there have been times in my life where I have felt like shit, and I've felt like I've been dealt a shit hand for whatever thing. But those times lead to better times. That's why when people message me and say that they're really having a rough time, you know, one of my thoughts and prayers, my hashtag thoughts and prayers for them is that they'll realize that between the peaks there are valleys, and that you know, your life goes in cycles, and sometimes the cycles aren't great. And then you just hope that the next one's better. And when you are in the better ones, you look back on the bad ones, you realize that those got you where you are. You do. All right. But here, let me finish this up. Okay. There we go. Night of Hope says, all right, I give up. I basically begged Ron to sue you on an account with a horse profile picture named Ron as a cuck. It was really fucking funny, and you missed it. Blah. No, I just read it. Probably gone now. Twitter is really fast at deleting anything except CP. No, we got it. Knight says, I wonder if this count thing is a conspiracy by YouTube to get you to drink yourself to death at that 1K like barrier over and over again. SF Giants fan Mike, hey, thanks for the donation. Night of Hope says, every time you examine it, I kind of wonder if Twitter proves that more speech isn't really a solution. Clearly, these subhumans having nothing to say or learn, without a certain level of good faith, no society can actually function. This is a doomed species. But I will counter you with one thing. If all speech was allowed on Twitter, people could just call these people a bunch of gamer words, and then that more speech would be even better. The problem is that Twitter filters out the other more speech. Amateur Ant says, anyone watch War Campaign on D Live tonight? Say what you want, but they're funny as hell. I did not. Matt Dennison says, we'll be married to my girlfriend in the next couple of months. What marriage advice do you have for me? Oh man, I got tons. What's some of the easy stuff? It's pithy and platitudey, but it's true. Don't go to bed mad. The first year is probably going to be tough, and that's okay. The other thing, and this is the most important thing about marriage. I know there's a bunch of people who aren't into marriage, and that's fine. The most important thing about marriage is not, it's not a feeling. It's not it's not a status. It's a choice, and it's a choice every single day. And some days that choice will be a lot harder to make than other days, but you have to choose it every day, all of them, even when you're pissed off, even when she's just a complete catch you next Tuesday, even when you guys disagree, you have to choose it every day. It's your job and duty from the day you say yes to the day you die, in my opinion. And if you choose not to, well, that's a different choice, but you make it. It's not something you go, yes, I'm done forever. No, it's every day. You say yes every day. So there's that. Ishales says, make sure you add this to the GoFundMe through a Target gift card as usual. Thanks. There you go. Skeet Neat says, Nick, what do you think about a bourbon called Blanton's? I've never had it. 2, where's your copy of The Infinite and the Divine, a.k.a. The Amazing Adventures of Trazen and Orican? I don't have that either. That sounds interesting. That sounds like a Necron book. 3, Late and Trainee. Okay. Cynic in Chief says emmettplant.com. Oh, no. All right, we'll do it. Okay, here we go. emmettplant.com. It goes to the Vic GoFundMe, which is up to $287,438. Awesome. Thank you guys for that. Paul Denino, welcome to Paralegal Status. Funny Valentine 2024 says, Nick, why is crazy shit always happening in Minnesota? Because Minnesota's a commie state. Also, stories. What's worse, to end controversially, Attack on Titan, Game of Thrones TV show, Dexter, or to never end, Berserk, Game of Thrones books, and Vagabond. The controversial ending is not the good ending. Don't do it. Because I feel like these things are trying to do a controversial ending, but really it's probably because they just don't know how to end the story. But some endings aren't controversial. Some endings just people don't want the end. But I heard the Attack on Titan ending was really, really bad. Siobran Kaiser says, "Hey Nick, what happens if I choose to be an adopted single parent? Any advice on that? Been having bad relationships left and right, and the one I wanted to marry cheated on me with 2 other men." Oh, Christ. The advice on being an adoptive single parent is tough. It's a tough game. Being a single parent is a hard thing to do. And then getting the adoption as a single parent is tough as well. You may have to do it privately, which means you got to bring that checkbook. So I hope you have a good job. But that's a tough one, man. I'm sorry to hear that about the last chica. I assume it's a chica. I guess I don't know for sure, but yeah, man. It's rough out there. I don't know. But like I said, it's tough to get a kid as a single dad, and you may have to do it privately, which means you got to pay a bunch of money. You think minimum $15,000 in fees. So best of luck to you, man. JT Loves Code Lyoko says, shout out to Sister Hipster and Robo Night TV. And he sent a wave and a middle finger as well. So I don't know what that's about, but okay. Shout out to them. Munchlack77 says, greetings from St. Louis Park. Hey, I used to spend a ton of time in St. Louis Park. Found you through Viva Fry, The Quartering, and Nerdrotic. Thanks for all the hard work. Hey, my pleasure. Welcome. Welcome. Nick Pagan says, what are your thoughts on Jack Fire Old Camp Peach Pecan Whiskey? I'm not a big fan of the flavored whiskeys of any kind. I've had the Jack Fire once. I didn't like it. And I've never had the Peach Pecan Whiskey, but that sounds way too sweet for me. Bobby McBobface says, this censored super chat is brought to you by UsTube. You'll know it if you're part of us. Ryan H says, thoughts on Lafroig Quarter Cask Single Malt. Good stuff. I like Lagavulin better than Lafroig. It costs more generally, but I think Lafroig has a little bit of the tar, like road tar taste than Lagavulin does. Lagavulin tastes more like dirt, and Lafroig tastes more like road tar. Oh, I bet Anna would like Lagavulin. Amateur Ant says, when will you have the Crimson Quack creator on? I mean, Red Rooster. Everyone should go to Walfart first. Frack the Indiegogo backers. Lol. What the hell is that? I don't know what that even is. Who's the Crimson Quack creator? JT Loves Code Lyoko says, shout out to Hylian in Exile and Zero Resurrected. What up, guys? Brady Burleson says, gay. Amateur Ant says, according to your boy, Wade just put out as much crap comics as you can. Don't produce Expendables until 2 years later. So your boy, Wade just put out as much crap. Okay, there you go. One Evil Chef says, hey, Nick, greetings from Rochester, Minnesota. Just watched Astartes on WarhammerCommunity.com, and I'm halfway through a review of Healer, and I thought I'd share. Thanks for finishing my night on a good one. Hey, good stuff. One Evil Chef also subscribed to the Paralegal, or joined at the Paralegal level. Thank you. Enjoy that redo of Healer. That's good stuff. Astartes was great. Genevieve Freya Rose says, can I be your weird stalker, Nick? I mean, sure, I guess. Go for it. I don't know what that means. Amateur Ant says, the pastor is not a Christian. He is a cuck that swings like a dong in the wind. After hearing a little bit more about his situation that was going on with him, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he got overwhelmed and bombarded and caught off guard. and just made a bad decision, and then he manned up and corrected it. And that's what you do. Sometimes you make a bad decision. When you do that, you fix it. Fixing that decision is what it's. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Here you go. And remember, it's okay to be a man. It's okay to be a man. Just in case you ever forget. And seriously, that's what being a man is about in a lot of ways. It's owning up to mistakes, not just apologizing. Like, apologizing can be whatever you want it to be, but owning your mistakes, fixing them when they're mistakes. And they're not mistakes because other people say so. They're mistakes because you say so. Demon's Wrath 616, the chapter in the Astartes movie, I forget what they're called. They're a fan creation. They're not an official, or they weren't an official Games Workshop chapter. They are now, I believe. But they weren't. Mr. Rigsby Gaming says, just got back home about 15 minutes ago from going and seeing Vic. He was great, very good, the best public speaker. I'm so glad I went. He said, I told Vic that part of fighting cancel culture is supporting what and who you like. Anyway, I work at 4 a.m., so I'll catch this later, hopefully on Locals. Catch you later, Mr. Rigsby Gaming. Amateur Ant says, they want Vic to delete himself. These crybabies have twatter life. Get off the platform and you have no problems. Jonathan English says, Vic doesn't want to be connected to Drexel, the black-white supremacist, through you. Timothy Reaper says, you say you're trying to give us more content than we can consume. Does that mean you're trying to feed us like Josh the Overlord? Yes. Anime Moon says, Saran Toye doesn't know how taxes work. Shocking. Yeah. They're called the Retributors chapter. There you go. The Retributors are the Astartes. Pirate Canvas says, hey, Nick, just giving you a nice tip. Thank you. Hope to see you at MetroThamCon at the end of the month. Also getting close to 1,000 subs. What the hell is MetroThamCon? Where would that be and why would I be there? This is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I would love to go, but I don't think I can make it to Tennessee at the end of the month. I haven't been invited. That would be a lot of fun, man. I like Chattanooga. I think that's a cool town. That's where I got my Stone whiskey cup, is in Chattanooga. So I love it. I like Tennessee. I'm a fan. Amateur Ant says, let's talk about BLM having a trust of over 1 million U.S. crybabies that suck off the thumb of the government. CJ says, just left a comment on your SCOTUS poll from 3 days ago. You might enjoy it on the nerd level. Uh-oh. What about my SCOTUS poll from today, where I said, who's the best justice? Clarence Thomas, or I didn't know there were any justices other than Clarence Thomas. Mr. Snuffle says, Kevin Phipps has I'm joining Al-Qaeda beard. Oh, no. Amateur Ant says, can we go back to when the military was the only one that had internet, or back before Tesla died and the government came and seized all his inventions? Eagle says, Nick, you know it's a public event. You don't have to be invited. While that is true, it's much easier to justify an absence from my daily commitments if I'm invited somewhere for work. Amateur Ant says, you should read Super Chats as they come, not how much a Super Chat costs, so you read the biggest Super Chat first. It's the fairest way. No, sorry. Arias Rayfocal says, Susan just wants to save your liver, Nick. Thank her. No, I don't. We went back below 1,000 again. God, Susan's a bitch. Limp Quizbit says, I like when you get spicy. Man, I was listening to the Fred Durst cover of Behind Blue Eyes today. I like it. I think Fred did a good job. But the best thing about Fred Durst is he has no vocal range at all. It's perfect. Like, he's a perfect karaoke fodder singer. Because, like, you don't have to have a range. You just be like, no one knows what it's like. So it's so simple. Good job. And then, of course, Nick's Hex hates it. That's okay. He has, sir, Mr. Durst. Yeah, you. How many octaves is your range? Less than 1. Next question. Next he says, always remember, incompetence knows no bounds. Amateur Ant says, Nick, be more like EVS and Malin do variant covers like Marvel, LMFAO. I don't have anything to do a variant cover of. Space Force Commander says, to be fair to Ron, if I had women up with another dude crusting in my beard, I'd hit her too. Oh my God. Eric the Red says, Kevin Phipps wears clown shoes. Amateur Ant says, I think War Campaign is the only funny Comicsgate people left. Are the dislikes going up now? Oh no. Are the dislikes going up because I mentioned Fred Durst? Damn you, Limp Bizkit. You son of a bitch. Where you at? Jacksonville, Memphis, Lauderdale, Portland, Orlando, Chicago, and Frisco. Oh, Jesus. Amateur Ant says, people liked the comic Vestige, and they got the comics in a timely manner, less than 2 years. DCV Titan says, when you call him Pumpkin, it's not a term of endearment or statement of your relationship. It's an assessment of his intellect. Jose Vega, welcome to paralegal status. Thank you. DCV Titan says, you just need to tell them to educate themselves. Woodman Gaming says, Henlo, peace. CJ says, that number is actually 50 million. According to our boy Elon, that's the proposed ticket for a Mars flight. Damn. And Lewiston, Maine. Thank you, Nick's X. And Awig says, you deserve dislikes for knowing those lyrics. If those were the least embarrassing lyrics I knew, I would be in a great place. I would be in a great place. Aurelianus says, confirmed Nick paid $30 million to destroy the White House in Minecraft. Also did 9/11. Woodman Gaming says, and also size 15 guy, please, heart. No one important says, you kidding? This is exactly why I'm subscribed to you. Just Ron's stupid theory of Visa gift cards is enough to make my night. More, please. Kinotoshi says, rip Deus Vault, April 2021 to April 2021. Thank you for your service. It's the guy who dropped the gamer word on Twitter. Texas Red says, Kevin Phipps tweeted at me that he wanted to come up to Austin to see who is smaller. I think he wanted to see my pee-pee. Gross. I mean, I think that might be what he likes. Lord Shulk says, speaking of men, the most manliest man I know, my grandpa tried to Minecraft his city's mayor. He was having none of it from that soy boy Lamau. CJ says, that's what I meant. Put days instead of hours. Aw, sorry, buddy. And then that's it, guys. That's the stream for tonight. We're now down under 900 likes. Thank you, Susan. She is rug munching us right out of 1,000 likes. What a whore. So anyway, oh, did I miss one, Nick's Hex? There we go. Sorry, I missed this. You're right. I apologize. Says, if you want to see Nick's secret video that will reveal the truth, head to goatsy.cx and enter hashtag Nick Lies. So there you go. Goatsy.cx. Twitch? What do we want to play on Twitch? All right, guys. I guess I'll go over to Twitch. I'm not going to do a movie tonight, even though tomorrow's a game night. But I'm not going to do a long Twitch section. Not doing a long Twitch session. So we'll see. I'll think of something. All right. Okay, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll probably just play Risk of Rain 2 just to piss off Baneling. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Angry Baneling says, hi, my name is Nick Rekieta. I want you all to join me on Twitch today for a face-off and Coming to America watch party double feature. Also, Baneling is always first in chat. True facts. That sounds terrible. Matthew Lemons, why do I hate you? I don't hate you. Are you talking? Oh, because I make fun of lemons? It's not you. It's the other one. All right, guys. Come check me out on Twitch. I'll catch you over there. Have a good night. Let me unmute this, I guess. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some law-splaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an ardbeg, a bow, more of Lafroig. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear law-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all planet folks from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear law-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one